Alright. Are we starting up? We're starting up. Let's do it. It's time again for art streaming. Specifically, working on more Eldritchrune comics on this very warm Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day. I need to call my mom today. So we're going to be doing that later. For now, speaking of moms, we're doing stuff with Toriel today. Appropriate for the day. It's a drawing Toriel day. Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. Appreciate you being here. Since it's Mother's Day, we're drawing some Toriel today, and you'll be excited. It's kind of surreal, too. At least a little bit. I'm like, I need to do some stuff with her. I know, I keep forgetting to, and I'm like, okay, I gotta call my mom today. Yeah, I'm gonna do that later tonight. I couldn't do it earlier, because I'm like, oh, she's gonna be at church, so I can't call now. Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. Appreciate you being here. We should be able to get through all of the clean lines for this today. It's only 6 pages, which is not too bad. Thank you so much for being subscribed for 10 months. I super appreciate it. Thank you. I really need to have like little soundings for that. Hello, thank you for coming. Again, appropriately for Mother's Day today, we're focusing on Toriel today. With all the talk in the server about, like, you know, road trips and stuff. That was something we used to do a bunch when I was younger. Like regularly going to go visit grandparents. And we're like, okay, we're going to go visit your grandparents in another state. It's going to take us 2 days to drive there. So we got super used. As kids just be like, okay, entertain yourself in the back seat. It didn't have, like, you know, iPads or... it didn't even have, like, a Game Boy or anything. We just had to deal with it. She made some not great mom decisions. Not the best mom decisions. Now she has to live with those. She's not doing the best with it, even though she's kind of hiding it. I don't think it's every AU. I know I keep being mean to Toriel, and I'm sad about that now. I don't mean to keep being mean to her. I don't dislike her. She's good. It's just easy to do drama with her. 2 ads in a row. Get out of here, ads. Go call your mom, ads. But I feel so bad, because I'm like, I need to figure out an AU where good things happen to Toriel, and not so many bad ones. A bit of a running joke, but all that stuff. Well, I mean, that's kind of... I think she certainly has her faults in canon, in terms of being a mom. Canon Toriel is flawed. Is she a bad person? No. Certainly not. That would be an incorrect reading on her. But that is also the nice thing about canon characters and... Dude, this curly hair on Sans here. The nice thing about, you know, the canon characters is, like, nobody's perfect. Everybody's flawed in their own way. And it's interesting to see how those come out and how they, you know, work off each other, etc., etc. Good people, they absolutely do. I've certainly made bad decisions. I've seen... What's been interesting is just, like, seeing, you know, how, you know, people who are ostensibly good and try and make good decisions will do things that, you know, are not good, that, you know, are just bad decisions, bad treatment of other people, and they know it, and they don't, and then, like, but in the situation, they're so, like, freaked out and upset that they just kind of lose it, and then later are like, oh, wait a minute, I did a not good thing there. Like, that is something that everybody is susceptible to. You really have to work hard to avoid, you know, that kind of thing. you can screw up and then recognize, hey, oh no, I screwed up. I know I've done that, certainly. Just the other day, I did, like, you know, a social thing, small social thing with somebody in an elevator. And later, I was just like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Oh, no, I'm going to think about this all day. Oh, and I hate that. Yeah, people don't like them in Eldritchrune. They're like, oh, yeah, they should die. I'm kind of curious at how people will feel. People will feel more conflicted after these comics, where we, you know, spend a little bit more time with Toriel and Asgore and see what they're up to. People will be like, oh, I don't know. Now I'm conflicted about them getting chomped or anything like that. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess the main problem is if it's like a passing thing. If you are not a good person to, like, somebody you're never gonna see again, then that kind of sucks, because it's like, oh no, I was a crappy person to a stranger, and because they're a stranger, I can't make it up to them. Like, now we both just have to live with this. Hello, thank you for coming. Yeah, what's gonna happen to Hometown. I really do need to write out all the stuff I have planned for the ending, have some people look over it, so that I can make sure, hey, did I cover all my bases? Does this all make sense? Is there anything I need to make sure I explain properly going in? So I'm not like, where did this come from, kind of thing. Yeah. Well, here we have Sans. Hi, Human Sans. He's still a Sans. Never actually opens his mouth, because it's more fun that way. Sans still full of the worst jokes. I think you mean the best jokes. Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. A lot of people go with Bald Sans, and I don't know, I'm just like, oh, I don't think I can do it with him. So he's gonna have short curly hair. Like, kind of that, not quite an afro, but like that kind of short, wiry afro kind of thing. Yeah, the one that Vissia did. Vissia? Can't remember how to pronounce their name. But yeah, the Sikh versions of Sans and Papyrus I thought were super good. He's not bald in canon. He's a skeleton. He doesn't have hair. And honestly, I was thinking about recently the whole half human crack theory with Susie, and I'm like, what if that was the case with Papyrus and Sans? And I'm like, well, you know what? In canon, in Undertale, Papyrus keeps doing these little weird jokes where it's like, oh, if Papyrus tries to dab, Bishy cream behind his ear, Papyrus realizes he doesn't have ears, and then there has the line where he's like, ah, yes. Someday, the sun on my skin, the wind in my hair, and on the one hand, it's like, okay, those are probably, just silly jokes. Like, oh, silly Papyrus, you're a skeleton, you don't have hair. But also, like, why does he keep doing that? Why is he doing that? I'm probably just overthinking it. But it would be very funny if he was doing that because he used to have hair and skin. Long, luscious hair. Well, here he's also got the short hair. Short, curly hair. I know, metaphorically. That's again, it's what it probably is a joke. It is probably just a joke. Long, luscious locks. You're going to get Bishy papyrus, and I don't know how I feel about that. Does anybody use the term Bishy anymore? Is that a thing? Did they all die off? Do we have different words for them now? The long braids. Like locks, I guess? Or both millennials. I remember Bishy. A Bishy. Short for Bishonen. Bishonen was anime terms for a beautiful man. So, honestly, I would say, like, Metaton falls into the category of a Bishonen. Bishonen is, like, a beautiful man. He's got, you know, soft features and long, luscious locks, but still kind of a nice chin and, you know, a little bit feminine, but also still, you can definitely tell that still a man. Soft, luscious locks. That's a Bishonen. Beautiful man. That's what we used to call hot anime guys. You call them a Bishy for short. Bishonen. Exactly. The words of the ancient times. Yeah. Like, there were certain artists back in the day that would just, like, were really good at drawing Bishonen, the beautiful men. Oh, the vocabulary, it's been lost. It's been the ancient words, the ancient texts, lost to the new generations. Bring back Bishy and Bishonen. Bring back Squick. That's a good word. I'm a little sad that we don't have Squick anymore. I think we need that word back. I think it would be good for us to have that one. Squick. Squick is a millennial word. I don't think I've heard Gen Z use. Well, maybe they've used Squick, but I used that a lot growing up. But I don't know about it being Gen Z. I feel like Gen Z is the ones that kind of stopped using it. Old words etymology, exactly. I mean, ick is kind of the same thing, but squick is, like... basically, the whole thing about squick is that, like, that is a thing in fiction that you do not like. Makes you feel gross, makes you feel bad. You're not triggered by it. It's not a, like, psychological thing. It's just, like, this is a thing that exists. I don't like it. I don't like to see it. Like, for me... a squick that I have is, like, I don't like when fiction does rapid aging on people, like, oh, they're turning old, or, like, you know, they're devolving into apes or something like that. Like, that's a trope that shows up sometime in, like, science fiction. I hate that. I don't like that at all. It makes me feel really gross. I don't like it. But at the same time, like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that trope. It's not like, oh, this is morally bad because blah, blah. It's just like, it's just something I don't like. So I don't like to see it. But other people might, you know, might not mind it or even really like it. So basically a squick is something that, like, that's your way of saying, I do not like this, but I am not passing moral judgment on it. Just that I'm stating that I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a liar reveal thing. Like certain tropes. It can be like tropes. It can be like, you know, pairings. It can be, you know, certain fetishes or stuff like that. There's all kinds of things where it's like, oh, I don't like this. But again, at the same time, by saying it's a squick, you are not passing a moral judgment on it. You're just saying, this to me personally hits my bad buttons. Yeah, it's sort of thing of, like, basically, the nice thing about Squick, I feel like, is that there wasn't quite the same element of, like, morality assigned to disgust. That was the problem. Like that, I think that's part of the problem today is like people assigning morality to the feeling of disgust. And like, there's nothing wrong with feeling disgust about stuff. We feel disgust about lots of different things, but feeling disgust is not the same thing as like, you know, a moral standing. It's just a feeling you can feel. Nice. Good way to get paid. If you can get away with it, do it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's okay to feel bad about things, but you feeling bad is not the same thing as like somebody hurting you. It just means you felt bad. It's a thing that can happen sometimes. Like sometimes you feeling bad is, you know, somebody hurting you. But a lot of the times it's not. Sometimes you just feel bad and it sucks and you have to go on your way. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to color in their eyes. I'm probably just going to leave their eyes black, a little simpler. Oh, thank you! I got bone details on the sleeves. I think Papyrus has some of those too. His might look a little different. Has anyone actually done beards yet on Human Sans Papyrus? I think I've seen some of them. No! They're stealing from the papaya tree, no! Stop them! That's annoying. Well, unless you have too many papayas, but I imagine you want those papayas. Oh, papayas! I think I've only had papaya in, like, smoothies and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever had a separate papaya. Yeah, he's got, like, the round bean face shape. A very large jaw and very small. New drink just dropped. Papayas. Papayas. Papyrus flavored drink. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's like it's like okay, if you have more papayas than you know what to do with, or more fruits than you know what to do with, then somebody grabbing a few, okay, whatever. It's like my grandma had like an orange tree or something, and she'd always be like, "Do you guys want oranges? I have too many. Can't eat all these oranges." It's got these giant oranges to take home, but like, if you're not getting that much, don't take somebody else's stuff. I don't have him calling her out here. I don't want to just repeat stuff that happened in Paper Trail, because, again, and also it's sort of like a thing of like, Sans is not here to investigate Toriel and the town like he was in Paper Trail. He is here on his own business, and that is, as far as he knows, just normal business. Yeah, because he runs a store here, so she's coming in for some store stuff, and they're gonna have some banter. A little bit like that. There's probably gonna be some echoes of things that were in Paper Trail, but I don't want it to be like an exact, oh, it's just Paper Trail again. Like, that's not as fun. Toriel's still married here, that's true, so they're like, her marriage is definitely fraught right now. I think Asgore will bring this up. He's like, things aren't going great for reasons. I wonder what those reasons could be. She will pay money. I'm pretty sure she put some money down in the next panel. Or in an upcoming panel. Marriage don't stop the jokes, though. Yep, that's true. stuff in the foreground here. A rare non-divorce AU, and the problem is they're worse off for it. No. Poor Asgore, doomed. His marriage doomed in every universe. Even when he's still married, it's like, oh, things are not good. Undivorced Asgore, universe unbalanced. True. Would they consider divorce culturally? Probably not very much. It's the kind of thing where it's like, if Toriel divorced Asgore, she would just be in such deep crap. Like, where would she go? What would she do? She doesn't really have many other options. Like, at least, like, you know, in canon, hey, you know, she's the queen. She's gonna do whatever. She's gonna leave if she wants. So, heck to all you guys, I'm gonna go live in the ruins, and she can do that. Even in, like, you know, Eldritchrune itself, it's like, okay, you know, divorce is a okay, fine thing here. She can divorce him and live on her own if she wants as well, and she can support herself, because she can support herself better than Asgore can support himself, obviously. But in this situation, her options are very limited. If she were to leave Asgore, she would just, you know, probably not have funds, probably not have a place to herself. Just like it'd be a real bad time. So that's probably contributing to why they're still together. Not as easy to divorce here as it is in canon stuff. Or if she's, you know, a literal queen. You probably shouldn't spike that with laxatives anyway, just in general. I don't know what that's going to do for the tree or whatever. I'm not sure what it grows. Bad time. Sand Undertale reference. Actually, I need to make sure that she puts down some money here, just to show that she paid him. Thank you for that reminder, actually. I'll just add in some coins real quick to show she paid him. She's not going to stiff him. That would be mean. She does just want her kids back, but unfortunately at least half of those are her own dang fault, so it's bad. It's not good. Do a special lines here too. Hello, thank you for coming. For Mother's Day, we are doing Toriel and Sans in this scene. Well, thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. Okay, now you can't go to bed. Now you have to listen to me talk about weird road trips and Eldritchrune theories and, I don't know, Alfie's being a silly little baby. Nothing to be done about it. Alright, thanks a bunch for stopping by. Nope. Good luck with your job as well. That whole thing that you need to earn money. Important. And all that. Yes, always nice to see people stopping by. Just like, that's probably what Sans is saying right now. Yeah, basically right now the relationship between, you know, Asriel and his parents is a little bit fraught. Says he left to go look for Chris. And actually, the next part, which I need to do the character roughs for in the future, he's back in town, but he's pretty much like, hey, don't tell my parents I'm around. I don't want to talk to them right now yet. So he's probably written letters to them though, just to be like, hey, I'm here. I'm still alive, but I'm still looking for Chris. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, well, that'll be next time if I get to it. I have the backgrounds done for that one, or at least the background lines. I haven't done the shading for it yet, for that part, but I haven't done the character roughs for it yet. And that's the longest part. This one is like 6 pages, and that one is like 10 pages. Okay, thanks a bunch for stopping by. So I'm not sure when these will be done. I definitely, like, I'm not going to be able to work on these next week because my friend is going to be over and we're going to be hanging out for the weekend. And a good chunk of the week, too, so. But when it's done, it's done. At least, I'm getting closer on the first part with Asgore. That's gotten some good progress on it. But yeah, I just probably won't be able to work on this much next week. I'll be busy. It's a crazy busy week. I'm like, I gotta have the roughs meeting from my job, and I gotta pick up the paintings that I got framed and hang them on my wall. I have to do a doctor visit. I have to I have to clean the apartment before my friend gets here, and then pick her up from the airport, and then like all this other work stuff in the middle of that, and then we're gonna go do stuff. Never hurts to have references. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put down some. She's putting down some money. That's like this panel between them. They're being slight goofs. Slight goofy goobers before things go bad. No, I have not heard of that. I don't know much about Dwarf Fortress, unfortunately. Only the bare minimum. I kind of wish I had a better reference library. Especially now that it's going to be harder and harder to get good references. Thanks to AI junk. Crowding stuff out. Ugh. Like I can make a note of like, oh, I should use this place for references, and I just stop doing it. Try and do some whenever I have downtime again, which who knows when that'll be. Do some more like bleh. Some more life drawings. It's been a while since I've done that. Probably could use it. Yeah, just talking in the server today about like traveling train stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, I miss trains. We don't really have those much in the States, but they're so useful. Oh, cool. That is funny. I do like Frederick Knudsen stuff. The last video he did on Down the Rabbit Hole was like that. What was it? Was it like It wasn't StarCraft, was it? Or maybe it was StarCraft. I don't know. It was like 7 hours long. No, it was about EVE Online. That was what it was. It was EVE Online. It was like 8 hours of the entire history of EVE Online, pretty much. And I'm just like, well, time to learn about all of EVE Online. Even though I know nothing. Yeah, I do have the SkyTrain here, and that's pretty nice. I really appreciate having the SkyTrain really close. super convenient. I do still have to use my car for some things, but there are plenty of times where I'm like, you know what, it'd be faster to take the SkyTrain, so I do that. I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't know. There's probably a lot of things out there that have had weird, sexy lady ads. It just sounds very dense. It sounds like you're doing an actual real economy. And I'm like, the real economy is already stressful enough. Why would you subject yourself to a fake one? Oh, I realize I gotta stop soon and do my stretches. As soon as I finish his hand here. Eve Evany. Nowadays I just see a bunch of those, like what is that? Those ads that show up all the time. And they're so awkward. It's for like, I don't know, Hero Wars or something. And it's like all really blatant fetish bait that probably isn't even in the game itself. And it's like, why are you putting this on my feed all the time? I hate those ads. This weirdly animated, extremely blatant fetish bait, and I'm betting you anything, the games don't even have the fetish bait in them. They're just probably some scam to milk money off of you. And like, oh good grief. They've slowed down. You're lucky. I still see them a bit, but maybe not as often. I don't know. I just felt like they're everywhere. They're all over Reddit. Yeah, I guess that's the problem, is that some fetish bait kind of crosses into misogyny, like, just because it's like an objectification of, you know, women in a certain aspect sort of thing, so maybe that's just kind of inevitable with that. I don't know. No, this wasn't Lily's Garden. Lily's Garden had, like, a plot that was, like, or something in the ads. Yeah, I gotta get me some more uBlock Origin stuff going on. Because those are definitely all over Reddit. They're all over Facebook a good chunk too. Reasons why I don't check those sites very much. No, they're on Twitter too, actually. Ugh, good grief. Internet of ads nowadays. Okay. Well, thanks a bunch for coming by. Hope the rest of your day is very good too. Oh, Arthur was talking about those ads that come up often on like Reddit or Twitter or stuff. They're for some mobile game, you know, that they're advertising. And the way they're advertising, it's very clearly like a fetish bait kind of thing. So you're just kind of a little uncomfortable about it. And there's just a lot of ads for that mobile game. So that's what we were talking about. Just frustration over these dang ads. How the internet is so soaked with them. They're everywhere. Alright, be right back for one more stretch. Alrighty, I'm returning. Hello, hello. Thanks a bunch for coming. And yeah, I like how this panel turned out. they're being a bit sassy with each other. A bit of a sass. Yes, glad to see you again too. Hope that you're doing well. Uh-oh. Oh no! The poor dwarves. They couldn't resist. Yeah, I didn't want Toriel to be like just totally sad all the time. One, because like even in like Undertale canon, even though she's clearly, you know, upset about, you know, what's happened to the kids, she still puts up this, you know, this appearance of like, oh, I'm, you know, pleasant, happy to be around. So that's what she's going to do in public. Regardless of how she's feeling, she's at least going to appear happy. We're back. Yeah. That would be a rough time to be a kid. I'm glad that I didn't. Again, there was a lot of times I'm like, oh, thank goodness I didn't have the internet when I was a kid. She does need some happiness. She's like, hey, tell me a joke. I could use some happiness. Because that's what Sans does. He does the jokes. He's the Joker man. Well, I'm glad that MatPat decided to retire on his own terms and instead of, like, you know, having to be drawn out and stuff forever. It's way better to, like, be in control of that yourself and be like, hey, I'm going to stop this when I decide to. Can I tell you one with this human sacrifice? No. When I was first writing this part, I, like, asked my server, I'm like, hey, so, I need, you know, Sans to... Oh, speaking of, I put this on the wrong layer, didn't I? Of course I did. Of course I did. Wrong layer time again. Here we go. Let's see if I can't copy paste you onto the proper layer, please. Oh, shoot. Some of it's probably not going properly either. Darn. Close it's gonna be. Try and get that there. Hate when it's the wrong layer. Apparently, from what I hear, the current thumbnails that get a lot of views and retention are 3 faces arranged somehow on the thumbnail. That's what I hear from the YouTubers. Yeah, the content farm channels, ugh, those are icky. Especially since they're now going after, like, you know, more niche or indie content like Digital Circus and doing content farm stuff for that. And it's like, dude, leave that alone. Come on, that's unfair. But that's the kind of thing. They're not fair about that sort of thing. Is Asgore getting horns? Well, there is a joke made about him being an old goat, but that's about it. His cult mask has horns, has goat horns on it. It's only going to get worse from here. Also Kane, yep. Kane was correct. Alright, thanks a bunch for coming. Appreciate you being here. These two goobers. Are those the cicadas? Do you mean crickets? Because there are those in the background. I forgot to put them away again. I always forget when I'm doing the art stream. We need to hear what they're saying? Oh, right, because last time we were talking about what the cicadas were saying. That's right, that's right. We were trying to decode cicada language. It's pretty much like, please sleep with me quickly. I only have 7 hours to live. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's pretty. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Goosework knows. Goosework knows how it goes. No, that sucks. Being sick sucks. Hope you don't have school tomorrow either. Yeah, I would much rather have, like, people, you know, do their own weird porn or whatever of my stuff than, like, content farms get a hold of it. There's just something extremely icky about that kind of thing. There's such a cynicism to it. Which is kind of weird to say about, you know, like, that kind of bait sort of thing, but there really is. It's very yuck. Please, none of that. I will say I'm very glad I don't have to do school anymore. That is a plus. Well, I do have to work. I wonder if I should go back in later and do like little just a little white spot to have the eyes stand out a bit so they're not quite so blank. We can do that later. Uh-oh. Oh no! Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. She is old. She's an old lady. That's what she said. More songs, but not about Undertale Deltarune. Okay. Yes, hello. Hope you're doing well. Again, sorry if there's cricket noises. They are chirping away. Alfie's was a mighty hunter yesterday. I gave some crickets and they got away. She's like, no, I'm gonna go get them myself. And she missed a couple times. Toriel is kind of old. So I don't know if I should do eye fill or not. Probably should. Yeah, it's interesting how the art will, like, you know, oh, you know, sex tutorial and stuff. I'm like, dude, my dude, she is, she's the MILF, as the kids say, which means she's got, like, she's built like a fridge. She's old and large and probably on the fat side. Sexy 20, she is not. But it's like, if you want the sexy body person, Metaton is right there. It's a fandom thing, of course it is. It's just funny. That's just the way it be. It's always been that way. For a second I was like, I'm on the wrong layer again, aren't I? No. Again. I don't know what that is. Alone infection. I'm still not sure what that is. Sorry. Typos happen though. The thing that always happens to me when I'm typing is, like, I will be reaching for the apostrophe when I'm trying to type something and hit the enter key instead. So it'll just be like U apostrophe, and like that'll be like the start of the thing, and now my stuff is all Oh, MLP infection. Oh, that. Yeah, I saw, who was it? Izzy's video on those. I kind of want to draw some MLP. I don't know if I can. I was like, oh, I want to draw Autumn Blaze. I haven't drawn Autumn Blaze in forever, and I really like that episode to work on, and she's really cute. So I'm like, am I allowed to draw MLP fan art? I can't remember. Hasbro, you and your draconian ways. Autumn Blaze was, you know, a little bit harder. She's a little off the standard pony thing, but not that hard. She was fun because Autumn Blaze has all the fluff, the extra fluff on her. She's like a pony elf. Longer ears, extra fluff. The cool scales. And yeah, now Toriel's a little bit sad. She's like, going through it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's not going to hire me for anything. I'm sure he's got plenty going on. He's already got the story worked out. Well, he'd probably need his programmers, and that's like the one thing I can't do. Despite my tries. It does go hard. That's true. Like, I used to do a lot more MLP fan art, and then when I started working for MLP, I was like, I probably need to, like, you know, get rid of my fan art that I have, so I did. And, I mean, it's probably still floating around somewhere, but I took it off, like, my DeviantArt. And, probably my Tumblr and stuff, too. I like Izzy. Izzy Moonbow. Ugh, yeah, I know. I haven't used my DeviantArt in forever, so I'm not even sure what's going on there. But I would like to draw, yeah, Autumn Blaze or somebody again. I just don't know if I can. Oh, it reminded you of Fizzy, yeah. There's some other ponies I missed drawing. Usually Pinkie Pie. I like drawing Pinkie Pie. But that's also because she was like one of the most fun ones to board. Because you could do like crazy expressions with her. Aha, I see. You can do all the crazy stuff with Pinkie Pie. Like one of the... Oh yeah, Starlight's good too. I ended up drawing a lot of Starlight. I got a lot of episodes of Starlight. I got like 2 or 3 with like Starlight and Trixie. We had a lot of Starlight and Trixie episodes show up. I do not know that meme. I'm a little sad because like I think we were supposed to do a Zecora episode in like season 9, and that got shelved. And instead we got another Trixie and Starlight episode, which I like Trixie and Starlight, but I would have really liked to have done a Zecora episode. That's true. I do hope we see Gummy Goo again. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the VAs for ponies were pretty good. Done good. Oh, game theory. Okay. I don't know who's being talked about here. Gotcha. Bo was like, oh, did you know the VAs for ponies? I'm like, no. I was in Canada. They were in California. Gummy Goo! I saw that Gummy Goo plushie and I'm like, oh, that's tempting. Yeah, the thing with voice actors is because, like, this, I guess it's not as big a pool as there are just of actors. Like, you see people in a lot of different places. I was so unfortunately I was anticipating it. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna let Gummy Goo stay on, are they? No, something terrible's gonna happen to him. No, I know it's gonna happen. No, Kane, you suck. That's okay. Typos happen. He does suck for that. Although I feel like there's a lesson to be learned, I guess, in how the fandom reacted to episode 2. And they're like, "Oh, Jax is so mean. That's like, how could he possibly be that mean? That's not in character for Jax." I'm like, my dudes, you've seen one episode so far, and Jax was in fact an asshole in episode 1. He was still an asshole here. Like, things have not changed. You've just you've had time in between the 2 episodes, and in that time you've gotten this kind of fandom, like, thing in your head of how Jax is, and then you're mad that canon isn't that way. And I'm a little worried people will do that with Deltarune as well. It's like, okay, you got this, build-up of a character in your head, and, maybe you'll be right, but there's a good chance that you're not going to be correct on that. And you're going to have to accept that. And, like, certainly, my thoughts, I'm like, oh, how will this character be in Chapter 2 with, like, Paper Trail? And I got some things wrong. Like, Susie lightened up a lot faster than I thought she would. And she got to be, like, really funny in Chapter 2. Whereas I thought she would be a lot more serious. But she was, pretty silly. There was a lot of characters were silly in Chapter 2. Don't delete the human. But it's also that kind of thing of, like, people seeing Noelle's, live journal entries in the sweepstakes and being like, well, this can't possibly be real. This has to be an alternate universe because these characters are out of character. And I'm like, no, they're not. We're like, what are you talking about? The very first thing that we see Susie do in Chapter 1 is threaten to kill Chris. So her threatening to do that even earlier is not that shocking. That's in line what we've already established, but you've built up this idea in your head of, like, you really like Susie, you don't think she can do anything wrong. Like, that's not a really correct way to deal with the character. I don't know. It's probably complicated. Yeah, we have 2 out of 7 chapters. It is not even halfway. Yeah, it's like character development. Like, the key word there is development. They will change. That's good. Yeah, I've seen like, I don't know, like a conspiracy theory of people being like, well, the stuff that happened in Noelle's blogs didn't actually happen because the characters are out of character. But I don't know, I just read it and I'm like, they're not out of character. This is, where they probably would have been at this point in time. Maybe if we continue doing the weird route. That's going to be up to other people, though, because I can't do the weird route. And yeah, it's certainly possible to develop in a bad direction, too. That is entirely possible. Exactly. I don't know. I mean, Jevil was pretty popular, too. And I guess they're kind of still around in the form of, like, the weapons or armor you get from them. But I don't know if that'll happen or not. Although, what would be kind of neat is if in the future we get like a boss rush option. I'm sure there are some players who would really like that. So in that sense, you can tackle on some bosses again. Once you get some really good armor and cool effects and stuff like that. Like that'd be a neat option. Yeah, we already have the dojo. You can fight like Clover again and stuff like that. So, getting a boss rush option could be pretty neat. I'm not much of a boss rush kind of person, but some people really enjoy that kind of thing, so I think that would be neat for people to like it. Like, especially, I guess, if you collected items from every secret boss, you can then be like, and then they were activated in the dojo, and you get to fight them again all at once. Whoa! And test your skills. Oh yeah, I do have the color version of Sans' outfit. He's dressed mostly in blues and whites. Extreme fandom. Yeah. Oh hey, heartache. Appropriate for the stream. We'll see if any of my theories are correct, but I have to keep reminding myself they're very likely going to be wrong. You've been wrong before, and you will be wrong again. Wrong again, Lynx. Problematic problems. I'm good at talking. Can you tell I was raised by English teachers? We. Blue Snickers. Oh, thank you. That's cool. I gotta figure out more scenes to do after this one, because I'm coming up against them like, what am I gonna do after these scenes? Like, I could tackle other boss stuff like, you know, Spamton and Jevil, but boss battles took so long to do. Probably be even harder with something like Jevil or Spamton. The problematicest problems that ever problemed. Which makes me think of the old... Isn't that just Twitter? Yeah. Queen Metal was at least very fun to draw, even if it took a very long time. It was a long, long one. I usually don't do this when I do roughs, but in that case I kind of like did, not necessarily stick figures, but like just kind of the action layout first. And then did the roughs on top of that, because I'm like, okay, there's like some big size differences going on with these characters, and there's all this other stuff happening. I really need to make sure the action works okay, and so I added an extra step in that. What's the worst case of confidently wrong I've seen in real life? I don't know if I can say that without getting political. So I would want to avoid that. But, good grief. I'm not sure. Confidently wrong? And definitely, you know, you can see people with like a Dunning-Kruger effect thing going on, where it's like, I'm a genius at what I'm doing, and they're not, because if you're a genius, you know how much more you have to learn. Enter politics. Actually, I think I might fill these in later and not do the black on them right now. Yeah, so it's kind of like... Ah! Yeah, I don't remember when W and D play. I'd have to look that up again. Yeah, I don't know very much about Danganronpa. I think I've only watched like one video on it. I haven't played it. Diamond is more durable than titanium. I wouldn't know about that. I'm not very versed in geology. Oh, that plays when Noel snaps? Okay. W... When does W play again? Okay, I've always pronounced it as foliage. Is that not correct? I've always heard it as foliage. Is that not correct? Foliage? Okay. Yay! I got it right. How do people pronounce it otherwise? Do they not pronounce it as foliage? Yeah, basically, generally the more you know about the subject, the more wrong you know you can be. So you're kind of a bit more cautious about that. Whereas, if you do not know that much, you ironically have more confidence about it because you don't know that you're wrong about it. You don't even know what you don't know. I tend to say foliage. Huh. Weird. Foliage. No, but like, it's spelled F-O-L-I-A-G-E, so foliage. Uh-oh. Procrastinations. Oh, well, make sure you do your thing now that you've got the extra time. Don't put it off again. Don't always have luck. But then again, I hate procrastinating so much. Like, even back in school, I hated leaving things to the last minute. It did not motivate me at all. It made me feel gross and stressed and icky. I hated it. So I am not the kind of person who can be like, oh, I'll just leave it in the last minute and I'll do it. I'm like, no, I have to do it now. It has to happen now. I'm going to get it done early. Then I'll have time to do my own things. So I know some people like really thrive on that kind of stress and pressure and can get a lot done because of it, but not me. Makes me feel bad. It's been that way for a while. Oh no, for gore. Oh man, when am I supposed to stop again? Can't remember. We finally get some more smiling Toriel. The Sans told a joke. Maybe that's another raised by teachers thing, like, make sure you get your homework done, because we are here grading it. Yeah, sorry, I can't look at the songs at the moment, because I'm drawn. But maybe later. Oh man, somebody mentioned a dot hack recently again. I'm like, I want to listen to those dot hack songs again. I used to listen to all the time in like college. Over and over. Oh, that sucks. That's not good. And also, like, why would you beat a kid up about that? That's a weird thing to get violent about. Just saying. Weird. Dot Hack does have a great soundtrack. Never actually watched it or anything, but somehow I got the soundtrack for it, and I'm like, this is awesome. I'm going to listen to this 500 times in a row while I'm working on a project. And that's what I do. Yeah, I love it when you get like a new song and you're just like, oh, yes, this hits all the right buttons for me. Time to listen to this non-stop 3 days in a row. Until I'm sick of it. Which football? That football. Oh yeah, I've listened to a few of her songs. I think I actually had some on the Skybox, my unofficial / official / whatever Skybox soundtrack. I had a few Yoko Kanno songs. They were fitting for the mood. I think after this one, I need another stretch break. Ooh, composing stuff's good. Wish I could do that. Yeah, just weird. Suppose I could always just pick a free music program and mess around with it, but pretty sure whatever I made wouldn't be very good because I don't know any music theory. I don't even remember how to read music. I knew in middle school and then I forgot. Okay. Yeah, I think after this panel, we gotta do another stretch break. We're zooming through these. We're already on page 3. That's pretty good. No, physical problems is not good. Hey, the harmonica? Hey, don't diss the harmonica. The harmonica's cool. What? It's a Pokemon move? I just don't understand why people would get violent about, like, I've learned something new. Neat. Like, why are you mad about that? Unless they think you're lying. Oh, yeah, that seems to be a thing in here as well. I don't know if that's just a Brazil thing. Maybe it happens more frequently there, but certainly in, like, some... Depending on what the sport is and, you know, what level of stuff's going on. People have definitely, like, you know, thrown fits and rioted when their team won or lost. I guess so, yeah. Like, if the societal expectation is, like, you have failed and you are wrong, that's, people don't like that. I feel like I've heard about a will-o'-the-wisp long before video games. I don't even remember where I would have heard that. What is World Cup? I mean, that makes sense. Sport's a big old deal. It's like the whole... Okay. Do some of that on a separate layer as well. I'm going to make sure I'm on the correct layer when I start. Okay. At least we'll leave it on laughing tutorial for now. Speaking of the problems in the wrists and the fingers, I gotta stretch. It's not your brain finding repetitive movement mean, it's your body being like, ow, my nerves, ow, ow, the muscles, ow, ow. And that's the problem. Oh yeah, that happened in the Roman Empire. They had the chariot races between the blues and the greens. And the chariot teams were also, like, the political parties. So, like, there was all this stuff being tied up with, like, your sports or tied up in your politics or something. And so if your team lost, that's also, like, your politics are getting screwed over. And so people threw a big fit. That's been going on for centuries. Yeah, they I don't remember who lost, the blues or the greens in the chariot races, but they yeah, they about burned down Rome. Getting all the good history stuff from overly sarcastic productions. They're always very passionate about it. It's very fun to listen to. I am not a big fan of the idea that like you have to do the weird route to get the good ending. I don't think it'll play out that way. I'm not a fan of that idea. Just not big on that, and I don't think that's the direction that Toby would go. I don't think we're getting a rock swallow everyone dies ending. I don't think that we're getting an ending based in nihilism. Okay, I'll be right back for one more stretch. And we're returning. Okay. Welcome back. I am also back. Here we go. But yeah, I'm just I'm not of the mind like theories that are like, oh, you know, things are gonna they're doomed sort of thing. I'm not big on theories of nihilism, of bleakness, of, you know, just those kinds of things. Yeah. She's unhappy again because she was reminded, oh, cult stuff. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no. Sam's just asking about stuff. She's like, can't let the local shopkeeper know I'm in a child sacrificing cult. That's getting into like, that's not even theories about, you know, the actual the game. That's like the actual universe. I can't speak to that. Unlocked. Yeah, blah. See, that's why I'm not a fan of time loop theory. I'm not a fan of. I am not a fan of things that's like all the things your characters went through are meaningless and they've learned nothing and they're doomed to never grow as people. Like, boo. I don't like that. I want them to learn and grow as people. I want them to, you know, struggle but to succeed. Okay, yeah. It's boring. It's boring if the real thing is like nothing you did mattered. Like it's boring. And also I think people, you know, miss more of Toby's quote when people are like, does that mean there's only one ending or what nothing we do matters? And his response was, there are more important things than like getting to the end. And honestly, that to me is also kind of a little indicator of wait, did I do special lines on their glasses? Unfortunately, it's not what I meant to do. Glasses are regular lines. The journey is the destination. Ah. But that does make me wonder about, you know, maybe a slightly more paper trail-ish ending. The fact that he said there's something more important than reaching the end, which I'm like, does that mean we're not going to reach the end? What does that mean, Toby? What does that mean? One Piece is the friends we made along the way. Definitely for Susie, anyway. Oh, is that the idea that, you know, when the universe ends, it'll just kind of crunch back together into a little thing? The same way Mother 3 did. Well, Mother 3's ending wasn't really bad either. At least from what I saw. I still need to play Mother 3. But from what I saw, like, it's ambiguous, but it's not bad. Mario and Luigi inspired. Heat death. No, that I don't know. That's probably a very long ways off. You know it ended, but you don't know much. But you also, doesn't the ending of Mother 3 also kind of have like this? And by the way, player, we know you're there, and you're cool. Actually, thank you for being on this journey with us. Is the impression I got. Well, there could be other universes through, like, black holes or something like that. You don't know. There could be other universes that exist outside the physics of ours. There's a lot we don't know. She's not as worried about that here as she is, like, oh crap, Colt mentioned. Colt mentioned. Just be on her mind. Stuff for interpretation. I'd be fine with that kind of ending. Then I could do my big project where we kind of imagine what happens. Yeah, like, knowing the characters are okay, even if we don't see how they're okay. I would be cool with that. Be my fluff. That's what fanfiction's for. That's the power of fanfiction. Yes, that's true. Fluff fiction. I do think that if this is a big if my theory regarding Ralsei is true, then I think our final battle, like the last battle, is going to be between Chris and Ralsei. Like, you know, we'll probably get something with the Knight, and we'll get something with, you know, Titans or something. But if what I'm thinking is true, I think our final battle will be between Chris and Ralsei. I'll allow what happened, or i.e. what happened with spoilers for Amori, the final battle of how Amori happened. Yeah, in Eldritchrune, she is the queen. She don't gotta answer to anybody. But in Eldritchrune, she is not in charge. She is just the head teacher. I don't think we're going to be seeing either Frisk or Chris, or not Chris. I don't think we're going to be seeing either Frisk or Kara in Deltarune. I don't think they exist. Sadly! We can put them in the fan stuff, but I don't think canonically they exist. It'd be sad. Because I feel like Chris is basically fulfilling both of their roles in canon. But it's fun to imagine them like, oh, they're at college. with Asriel. I like that. That's a fun fan thing. And Asriel kissed Caddy. Maybe we'll never know. Asriel kissed the purple dragon. We don't know what Asriel did, but whatever it was, it made his search history questionable. to Susie, at least. I like how Chris is hiding that from us, and then Susie sees it. And she's like, wow, what is going on with your brother? And they're like, what is going on with him, please? Well, we didn't know if she wants to beat him up or... Well, I guess she says, oh, you better hope I never meet him. But basically, if you go back to Asriel's room in Queen's Mansion, which, you know, was based on their internet search histories, like, Chris will refuse to let the player see what's inside. But Susie can see it, and she's like, whoa, Chris, is this your brother's room? Oh, wow, you better hope I never meet him. And it's like, Susie, what does that mean? Susie! He's got a thing for purple dragons. But then again, Susie, everybody does. Everybody in this universe has a thing for you. Please understand. Age restrictions. Yeah, he's in college. He's like... Chris, how old do you think the player is? Like, oh, I can't let the player see this. What if they're like 10? Like, age restricted. Susie's entirely clueless, or at least definitely not willing to, like, talk about it. She's like, nope, I'm not putting that on my radar. What if Chris thinks they're being controlled by a preteen? They're like, oh no, the demon I summoned is probably 11. Oh, jeez. How did this happen? Chris is just looking out for us. Exactly. Can't believe I have to turn on parental controls for this otherworldly demon. How did this happen to me? Do people draw their crushes? I'm pretty sure that happens a lot. Like, that sounds like a normal thing that happens. Is the game rated T for teen? I've actually never looked up its rating, so I don't know. Prime example. But now that is extremely funny. I'm really tickled by the idea that Chris either knows or thinks that, like, the Eldritch demon from another world controlling them is just like an 11-year-old. And it's like, oh no, I can't let the 11-year-old see the adult searches on my brother's computer. I can't talk about the communion wine. We have to call it sick fruit juice, Father Alvin, please. Their parents are going to get them. And then what will happen to me? What Chris is probably thinking is like, oh no, this is a really messed up child. Who messed you up, child? Oh no, this child thinks they're playing Fortnite. Or Overwatch 2. No! Surprise, the demon controlling you was 9 the whole time. Just be like, that would be my luck, isn't it? Is this person like 5? Why do I keep flushing the toilet? But on the other hand, this is funny. And it seems like there's definitely a part of Chris that, like, is kind of afraid to grow up. They don't really want to stop being a kid. Like, the whole thing with, like, what was it in the library? Where they're like, teens corner, and they're like, oh, thank God I'm still a teen. So I think Chris has a little bit of anxiety about growing older. Chris would do that on their own. That's true. We know they would because Toriel's like, "Are you flushing the toilet 10 times again? You put bath bombs in the toilet, Chris?" Yeah, Chris is gonna have some college issues. Especially if, like, I don't know, if they went to like a college where it's like, okay, more normal mix of, you know, humans and monsters, and they are deeply uncomfortable around humans, and now it's like, well, you gotta get over that in a hurry. Yeah, Chris has all these kid tendencies. They have anxiety about growing up. And I definitely think that could be tied into, like, their anxiety about having to make their own choices and be responsible for what they do. I think those sorts of things, they don't like that. That stresses them out. This is why they're doing Dark World stuff. You gotta learn how to, you know, make your own choices in the adult world, as terrifying as it is. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is actually why I think that Chris summoned the player on their own, that they deliberately chose to be possessed, because they are like, I don't want to make my own choices. I'm not going to do well at this. Like, I'm just going to screw things up. Somebody else should do that for me. And then they got their wish, and were like, oh, wait, actually, this is kind of a problem. Oh, no. Yeah, I think the one ending we're going to be getting, no matter what happens at the end, is Chris learning that they are capable, or that they have to make their own choices on their own, that they don't need somebody to hold their hand, they don't need to run away from their problems, they can tackle things on their own, and that's going to have to coincide with us leaving them and not being able to play the game anymore, because now they have to make their own choices. Like, that is the natural culmination of their character arc, is them being like, okay, either, you know, through the regular route and being like, hey, I can trust myself to make my own choices because, you know, I'm not as bad as I thought I was, or, you know, if you do weird route and it's like, oh no, I have to take control of the situation because my friends are in serious danger and everything I care about is, you know, going to get screwed up if I don't eventually step in and, you know, take back control of my life. That is how I think it's going to go. And that's why I think basically, like, us leaving Chris is going to be synonymous with the end of the game, because again, that's the culmination of Chris's character arc. That's them learning how to be their own person. Because they already have a personality. Do another murder? No. I'll leave that to somebody else. I don't like doing weird root stuff. Not for me. I'll just look it up on YouTube, and Flowey can be like, you're a loser for doing that. And I'm like, yep, here I go. Loser status confirmed. I think that's the case for a lot of people with, like, weird root or Geno root, is I want to see what happens. And away they go. That's the commentary. I would at least like if we have the option to see more of the world if we're not controlling Chris, and that's what I kind of hope. Yeah, loser Griffin, that's me. What I think would be pretty neat is if you do all the secret bosses and get, like, the pure crystal or whatever, then that will allow us to see into the world after, you know, being separated from Chris, because that feels like that would be a really cool reward for doing all of that hard work beating the bosses. Is that then that would be like, hey, wow, you did the cool thing and now you get a reward for it. You get to see things you wouldn't have otherwise. Or maybe our vessel will come back to us. That is also a possibility. I honestly have no clue what they would do with the vessel right now. I have no ideas. Like, maybe we'll have control over it. Maybe it'll be the night. Maybe this or that. I don't know. Mystery. Yeah. Like, there's some things we have control over, and there are some things that we do not. And that'll make a difference. Vessel's just a little guy. All the speedrunner vessels are just, like, bald. With, like, the standard outfit. Because that was the first option picked every time. 2 bugs. Gasp. Gotta do something. At least because the reason I do think it'll come back in some way just because the data for it was saved. I just don't have any ideas on how that would happen. Toby way of calling speedrunners bald. Speedrun, you're bald. My eyes. Speed ran all your hair right off. You can be any kind of bug you want to be. Although don't be a cricket or Alfies might eat you. Especially if you're covered in calcium powder. The default bug. Any hair loss speedrun at 8%. The baldness helps with the air friction. Oh no, Shay's gonna lose all of his beautiful hair. No major glitches, flamethrower. That's why Saitama is so fast. Bald is a time loss in the underwater swimming section. Shay's gonna break his limits. And then all the hair's gonna be like Saitama. No. It's just very funny now. 1 second, man. Personal best, man. I clicked the button so fast all my hair fell out. I did enjoy watching the quote-unquote speedrun yesterday of every Sans in the Geno route is Sans. Or every enemy in the Geno route is Sans. 0-second speedrun like they made you do in Final Fantasy X. Trying to get that stupid chocobo race. 100% every game. I hated that chocobo ad. Or that chocobo race. I never could get it down to 0. Oh no, the ads are working! Just as they intended. I know, screw that chocobo race. I tried so many times. So many times. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get... Like, the closest I got down was like, I don't know, half a second. I managed to beat Thunder Plains. I don't know how. I just didn't blink for 3 hours, I guess. But I beat Thunder Plains, but I never beat the chocobo race. Also, I never figured out what was going on with, like, all the cactars you were supposed to get for Riku's weapons, so I kind of gave up on that. We're talking about Final Fantasy X. Basically, in that game, if you want ultimate weapons, you have to do various quests and tasks to get them. And one of the tasks to get Tidus's best weapon was to win a chocobo race, but in order to win the chocobo race, you have to get a time of 0.0 seconds. And the way to do that is you race down the hill, and like there's these balloons you can hit or these birds you can hit. And if you hit the birds, it adds 3 seconds to your time. And if you hit the balloons, it subtracts 3 seconds from your time. So the goal is to basically run the race and hit all the balloons and avoid all the birds, and that will reduce your time enough down to 0. The problem is that you can't really control the chocobo. It just kind of does what it wants, and you just have to hope you can steer it well enough. So You know, you're trying to steer your chocobo, and then it's like, well, I'm going to run directly into this bird. Goodbye. It was a little crazy. I wish I had more time for video games, but I have a lot less time than I do when I was younger. Pretty much the time I got for it now is my streaming on Fridays, and that's about it. And I'm like, oh, everybody's played the early access Hades 2 already. Not me. I do want to play Hades 2, but I don't know if I probably shouldn't do that on stream because I don't think it'd be very good. I don't think it'd be very entertaining to watch because I would probably suck at it. Like, Hades 2 started to click for me after I turned on God... the first Hades, like, clicked for me after I turned on God mode. And that wasn't available for a while. 100 Rain World hours. That's a lot of Rain World. Oh, goodness. That is one I could never do because Rain World is supposed to be deliberately really punishing. Come on. Like, I've watched, like, playthroughs of Rain World, at least. Like, I don't know what's going on with the most recent DLC and stuff that's come out. But just, like, the playthrough of Vanilla Rain World is like, holy crap, I don't think I can handle this. I guess maybe if you know what you're doing. When Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 come out, I'm literally gonna be like, hey work, I'm taking my vacation days now, goodbye, and I'm gonna like just hole up and play it until I'm done with the chapters, and not be on the internet until I finish, because I won't be able to exist on the internet until I finish. Deltarune is a national holiday. What I keep wondering is, like, okay, if we're getting 3 and 4 at once, how are we doing 5, 6, and 7? Because my first thought was we were going to get 3, 4, and 5 together. But now it seems like we're getting 3 and 4 together. What's going on with 5, 6, and 7? Are those all going to be put together? Are those going to be chopped up as well? Like, I don't know. Oh, I should do something for the 9th anniversary. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Worry about that in 6 years when it's relevant. I guess so. I kind of hope it's more like 5 years, but who knows. At least they got a producer now. That helps a lot. Do a Sans. That would be I'd kind of lay around and be like, oh, hey, it's the anniversary. We do nothing. I like doing at least an art, though. Well, I probably should do a bigger thing for the 10th anniversary, which is going to sneak up on us before we know it. Holy crap. Is that a Sans reference? Sans Undertales? I love it when characters, like, their last name just becomes their game name. Like, I like how people call Chris Deltarune, even though they have a last name and streamer. They just say Chris Deltarune anyway. Having bones? Is that a papyrus reference? They're humans. They all have bones. They're just hiding. We're gonna talk about the Dreamer last name, I guess, because Asgore still got that. She's Miss Toriel now. Is that Frisk Undertale? Yeah, exceptionally funny. But, like, is that Sans from Super Smash Brothers? Very funny. All short people are Sans references? Oh, I've been a Sans reference my whole life. I didn't even know. Oh, no. I guess it depends on, like, what you consider the Sonic anniversary. Is that, like, I guess when the first Sonic came out? I guess that would be it. Is that Sans Fortnite? Oh, I'm sure there are plenty of people who are like, they do not know about Sans until he appeared in Smash Brothers and are like, who's that? But then again, isn't that like a skin you had to buy? Like, I don't know if it came with the game or anything like that. Screw this post and happy birthday, Sonic. Okay, it is DLC. I still haven't gotten Smash Ultimate. Like, I've never even played a Sora or anything. Oh, $1 is not much. 50 cents. And you get yourself a Sans. Like, there's a bunch of other characters. Like, usually I'm a Yoshi main in Smash, which was made me happy. Because in Deltarune, when, like, you know, first chapter, and they're like, oh, do you remember Nazgul always picked the green lizard in your Super Smashing Fighters? And I'm like, I picked the green lizard in Super Smashing Fighters. Yay! That made me happy. So I kind of hope we get that kind of reference in Chapter 3 too. If, you know, if we're going in a TV world, maybe we'll get a little bit of video games. Vimeo game. I'm not sure it counts as a Zoner character. Yoshi was my main. Sometimes I would dabble in Bowser. I kind of want to try out, like, Duck Hunt or something weird like that. Meanwhile, my little brothers would just pick Ness or Zelda and absolutely thrash me. I was playing to have fun. I was not playing because I was good at it. I remember once, like, when Smash Melee was new, I, like, copied a richer friend from my school, and I was like, oh, I want to do a Smash Brothers tournament. I'm going to hold it in my house, invite all my friends, and it was pretty successful, but not as successful as the rich friends one. Mario 3D World. Yeah, I still haven't played, like, Super Mario Wonder or anything like that. Yeah, Pac-Man, that'd be an interesting one to try. Who else would be interesting to try? Alright, thanks a bunch for coming to the stream. 6 a.m. is pretty early. I am not that morning person, that's why I missed the Aurora. Sadness. Yeah, I think the last Smash I played regularly was Brawl. I haven't played Ultimate at all. $5 to join? Suspicious. That seems like a pretty small cash prize for having a entry fee. Yeah, exactly. RNG base. Charles like, oh, I'm not nervous. You're nervous. I'm not nervous at all. Why would I be nervous about that? Alright, we'll finish up this page and then I will do a stretch break. But I forgot what my next one was. He's gonna start doing the wah 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 wah. I'm mom of one. Yeah, I would like to at least try Sora in Smash and see how he plays. See if it feels the same way as playing him in, like, you know, the actual game. Waddle Dee. Nervous system be like, I'm nervous. He is good? Maybe too good. Oh, is he? Because, yeah, the thing with Sora, oh, I imagine so. Like, that's one of the cool things about Kingdom Hearts is, like, it is seriously fun to play in terms of just, like, the movement. Sora is very floaty, and it encourages you to just combo your way through stuff. Steve is worse. Interesting. I admit I have no clue how you would play Steve in Smash, but also, I've never played Minecraft, so what do I know? Steve is the most broken. Steve got banned. What on earth was Steve doing that he got banned? What's going on with Steve? Steve, what did you do? In the Smash Brothers. Ate too many free ham sandwiches. Let Susie eat the ham sandwiches. Unban her from free ham sandwich day. Oh, okay. So, combos that just screwed people up big time. The hit boxes, get it? Hit boxes, because it's Minecraft. He's made out of boxes, and so the boxes. Okay, I'll shut up. People named Steve are not allowed in Smash tournaments. Leave. Yay, Steve. Some sweet cup and cakes. Alright, we will fill in his eyes later. For reasons. We are the anti-Steves. This reminds me of the MST3K episode, Night of the Blood Beast, where they had a running joke of, like, everybody was named Steve. Like, not everybody is Steve. Oh, Steve was Johnny. I'm Steve, you're Steve. Are there any other Steves I should know about? What, me Steve? Or he Steve? I should watch Night of the Blood Beast again, that's a good one. I like how Roger Corman just reused the radiation suit from, like, Teenage Caveman as the Blood Beast in Night of the Blood Beast. Actually, didn't Roger Corman just die recently? I think I saw that he died. Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. I am doing alright. We are working our way on this Sans Editorial comic. Well, MST would have come long before Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Unless you mean the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged joke came from MST3K, because, yeah, MST3K existed before, no, I don't think he died of Ligma. I'm pretty sure he was just old. Wah wah. Okay. A little bit of that. Okay, make sure we have the correct thing. I got to do a stretch break. Take care of your hands. Okay, basically, I don't know, maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! Took it from that, but MST3K would have done it first. Night of the Blood Beast. This is a very friendly conversation. Again, I didn't want this to go the same way it did in Paper Trail, where Sans is like, I accuse you! Because at this point, he doesn't know. The whole, does he know? Meme, not yet. He has his suspicions, probably, but, I don't think he has reason to believe that Toriel literally sacrificed her child. They aren't arguing. He's just being his jokey but obtuse self. It's just tough on her because she's like, a little bit more stressed out than he is. Obtuse, I've got a big caboose. We all make mistakes, like murder. Exactly. He is a judge, also true. But in Eldritchrune, he's just the janitor. That murder wasn't a mistake, no. Murders into miracles. I gotcha. Janitor and judge starts with the same letter. Judgeiter. He's filling in for the judge, also the owner. Make it in one of the eyes of the law. Coincidence? I think not. Oh, as to what's happening here? with the comic. Sorry, I'll probably have to be right back in a second because I need to stretch break and actually probably grab a muffin to eat too. Just stuff a muffin in my face because I need muffins and they're tasty. Wait, alright, I will be right back with one more stretch and a muffin. Okay, I am returning. Sans is J. Jonah Jameson. Judge, jury, janitor. Manager. Oh no, I'm sorry, your backyard got flooded. That's no good. Also, Sans has a pun in this panel that I'm kind of proud of, so I hope people like it. Oh yeah, I heard about all that flooding down there. That's really scary. You gotta do his puns, for sure. I'm like, I hope people like this pun. I like how it came out. Call that the Jexecutioner. Hold on, I gotta put on my jeans, my judgment jeans. Yay! Drawing is fun. If you want to do it, you should do it. The Jexecutioner. But first, you will be gened. Do you know what JXCP stands for? It stands for Jexecution Points. The way measuring how much you've judged and hurt people. Sorry. I don't know why I find that phone so funny. The Jewel of Violence. Jewel of Violence, exactly. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry about the flooding and rain. That's really scary. I've seen some pictures, and that's really, really not good. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, JV. What was that? I heard like a fire alarm. Somebody pull that at the Workstation across the street. We're javelin. I never know what to do with the secret bosses in terms of fan stuff. Like, some people are just, like, super cool and they're like, oh, I know, I'm gonna do all this stuff with Spamton and Javel and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. They're here to jongle you up. I've got bosses that jingle, jangle, jingle. Yeah. Can't type. Sheesh. Yeah, just hard to put the secret bosses in. Especially since, like, I don't know, people have all these ideas, like, oh, this is going to be the secret boss of Chapter 3. I got no ideas. Not a clue. At best, I want, like, a Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference. That would make me really happy. But, like, otherwise, I'm like, I'm like, Sansa here. Shrug. Yeah, he only had a very brief cameo. Heck, I didn't even have secret bosses when they went to the other, Dark Worlds. They just were not encountered. Because I suck at finding secret bosses, I have to have somebody, like, explain where to get them for me. Yeah, I wish I had more theories on, like, the ocean, the water kind of stuff going on. That seems to be a running theme. But, like, how that all ties together, I don't know, except for, like, assuming that the sense of the ocean or the depths is kind of synonymous with hell. Like, this is a hell that is not fiery. This is a hell that is watery. At the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. Like, I just, when I first played Chapter 2, I never even went back and found his shop. I just only encountered him in the alleyway. That place where you first fight him, I'm like, well, that was a weird, creepy little guy. And then I didn't see him again until people were like, oh, he's a secret boss. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, I gotta go back and do that now. There's something weird going on. But the thing is like, the thing with water that, you know, Onion Sand is resting in, is that the ocean or is that a lake? Because I got the impression that was a lake. It feels more lake-ish than ocean-ish. Ocean usually tends to have a much more pronounced shore than that. But the water that seems to be by hometown seems more like a river or a lake. I wanted to be mean to Ral, saying no. You put him in other media, yeah. I get the feeling that every time we're going to do a why don't we see what's going on somewhere else thing with Ralph, it's going to be what is Susie up to. He knows what he did. Ralph said, what did you do? Yeah, so we have the song coming from the sea line. We do have that. The deep sea is a natural dark world. No light can reach there. All you have are weird fish and sponges. Tell us your secrets, goat man. What's going on with you? All we can do is speculate. Yeah, what's going on with the Chapter 1 area where, like, when you first enter and there's just, like, the cliffs and the big scary eyes. And it's all kind of weird and creepy. And it's outside of Ralsei's castle. But there's just not much going on there except for weird cliffs. They're all slanted and, little dooblies that fire projectiles at you to teach you. By the way, we can fire projectiles at you. Did you know? The glow shard. Yeah, the glow, because doesn't the glow shard change, like, get more powerful, like, every chapter or something? And you only get it, like, in that area. I think I held on to the glow shard. At least I hope I did. I feel I need to check my my files again that I had for last chapter 2 and see what I had available. Because I tried to have one. It's like, okay, I'm going to tackle all the secret bosses. I'm going to get all the eggs. I'm going to, you know, make sure my weapons, and I'm hanging on to the weapons and items I want to hang on to. Oh, you can get another one in Queen's Mansion? Interesting. I thought you could only get it in that one section. It's something, but the question is, what is the something? Sparing a single Rudin, exactly. The shiny. Yeah, Sue's gonna do her ultimate heal at some point. She keeps practicing it. Maybe we'll finally get more explanation as to, like, hey, what's going on with you know, enemy, like, enemy types. Like, why are mouse and cat and puppet and scythe and rude all considered elements? And how do they all affect each other? Susie element, yeah, one of her elements is rude. Yeah, quite a few RPG-like elements for sure. We got item crafting, we got elemental systems, all that good stuff. Yeah, she is rude, and also rude is an element. She, like, for Pokemon, she is a rude type. But then Spamton is also like a puppet type, which is also considered the same as a cat type. What is happening? Yeah, she's rude dragon type. Which makes you wonder, okay, what's going on with everybody else? Like, what type is Chris and Ralsei and Noelle? I guess Noelle at least would be ice type for some degree. She's so rude she invented her own element. Like, hell no, I'm not going to do just one type, I'm going to do rude type. Yeah, not too convoluted, hopefully not. I feel like you can pull that off as, like, okay, you know, game mechanics, basically. But I don't know if it needs to leave game mechanics. I don't think fairy's a type, though. Trauma type. Well, the fairy is a type in Pokemon, not in Deltarune. That's what I'm talking about. Chris's knife or chocolate type. Actually, I think, like, Blade is considered a type, though. I think conceivably they could be, like, knife type. Because I think Blade is considered an element. Yeah, Ranger Rudin is a blade type. So Chris could fall with that. He could be blade type. I know, like, mouse is a type. So you have, like, the mouse and the mouse wheel. Yeah, cat is a type. Which makes sense, but what makes less sense is, like, the fact that they're like, oh, don't you know about elemental pairs? We also have elemental pairs. And apparently cat and puppet are considered a pair. But why? Like, what's going on with that? And I guess, what was another pair? Like, Death and Scythe were considered a pair, which I'm like, why are Death and Scythe, like, separate elements? That was one of the few Jaru videos where I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I can jive with this. Most of his theories are like, nah, brah, this ain't it. But the elements one, I was like, okay, this is an interesting thing. I can jive with this. I respect the grind. Yeah, I respect the grind. I know it's hard. I'm just like, I'm sorry, dude. I just think you're super wrong. Sorry. I don't think you're very good at reading the characters or the themes on this, but I think that the thing on element types was neat. I don't even know if it's necessarily like a realistic thing. I don't think he's very good at picking up on what the themes and like tone is of Deltarune and Undertale, and subsequently like how characters act. Like the thing he's good at is like he is good at noticing particular details and like I didn't think about these details, which is why I actually think about the Garrison Knight thing, I think has merit. But as soon as it gets into like anything about, and this is what's going to happen because the characters are going to do this, I'm like, no, no, that's not a good read at all. It's very, very interesting and odd. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of like a hazard if you're just super duper deep into the details that you like. All you're seeing is the trees and you're just totally missing the forest kind of thing. I suspect that's what's going on there. Plus a couple of other things that I probably shouldn't mention, but at least the elemental type video was neat. I like that one. But I kind of had to stop watching his videos because I was like, oh, I'm starting to not enjoy these as much, so I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna peace out and watch some other things. Yeah, that's the one. It's like, I know everybody makes fun of that one, but like it's so silly. It's silly. I'm sorry, it's just silly. And like it's not even like a, oh, the evidence is against it. Like, it's the basic thing of, like, nobody acts like it. Oh, yeah, Andrew Cunningham's videos are really good. I like his stuff. Good stuff. And, a couple other ones, too. Dorks are good. Ooh, Long Play Minecraft. One thing I was watching recently, although I finished this up, was, I was watching Pop Arena's long series on Nickelodeon shows, and it was really good background sound. Yeah, Dork stuff is very good. Andrew Cunningham stuff is very good. I haven't caught up with Half-Bred Chaos in a while, but they had interesting stuff. I liked Molly Star's video. I'm waiting for the last one of that. And, I know there's a bunch of other ones I'm forgetting. Spooky Dude's kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. So many creators out there giving their thoughts on things. Yeah, I haven't checked in on that one in a while. I mean, but it's so obvious that another hymn is the Gaster motif. Like, everybody can pick up on that. There for the early days. Oh, yeah. Obviously, Quentin reviews. Good stuff. I need to catch up on the, 7-hour Nicktoons Unite video? Put that aside for when I'm in a long stretch of drawing, because unfortunately right now, like when I'm working, if I'm doing thumbnails or roughs, I can't put on videos where people are talking because that's a little bit too distracting, and I can only do music. But if I'm doing like this kind of thing where it's clean lines and I don't have to think as much, then that's when I put on videos of people talking. So I just kind of build up my stash for when I'm at that kind of stage. Yeah, data mining is a totally foreign concept. Like, how do people data mine? I don't know. I trust you know what you're doing, though. I'm sure there's tools where people were like, can look up what their fun value is and blah, blah, blah. Okay, Deltarune doesn't have fun values, does it? I don't think it did. Haha, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in danger. Okay, it doesn't have fun values. Okay, that's what I thought. I figure if it would have, people would have, like, picked up on what all the fun values are by now. Yeah, it seems like there's differences in the slot saves, or the save slots, blah, blah, blah. Like, the differences in the contents of Asriel's drawer. But I'm actually not sure what other differences there are aside from what we know about Asriel's drawer. I'm sure they find some crazy stuff. I probably wouldn't even know what I'm looking at if I did that. What about Asriel's drawer? Basically, depending on which save file you are in, because Deltarune has 3 save files, there are different things in Asriel's drawer. Asriel's desk drawer. There's like, one of them is like a pizza coupon that's expired, one of them is a cross-country shirt that is torn. What do you eat? Have a salad. I'm gonna have a salad tonight. So have a salad with like chicken in it. That's my suggestion. Salad. Chicken salad. I'm gonna have like a Chinese chicken salad. That's my plan. Like soy sauce and stuff. Little mandarin orange crispy noodles. That's my intention for tonight. Join me in crispy noodle chicken salad stuff. Yeah, it's yummy. It's yummy. I like it. Little almonds on it. Good times. I'm trying to remember, okay, what was the last thing in his drawer? He, like, one of them was the pizza coupon, one of them was, the shirt. One of them was I think a school photo with a bad haircut, yeah. School ID with a bad haircut. So basically, whatever is in Asriel's drawer changes depending on what save file you're in. I want to see Asriel's bad haircut. Show us his terrible hair. Oh, that's too bad. Sorry they got rid of that. Yeah, I don't know. There's a question as to why there's 3 save files in the first place. Why do we have the options? And, like, the weird thing is, like, I don't remember how you access this. It's like, if you access this menu in certain situations, like outside of where you normally would, it's not the backdrop of the, lighteners against the fountain thing. It's just like this weird black and green space, and you can copy and paste and delete and move around save files if you want. And Gaster is, like, commenting on what you're doing there. Like, it's clearly Gaster. It's the same kind of speech he does. And he is commenting, like, he's using some really weird language when you copy and paste and delete saves. Yeah, I'm definitely glad there are extra saves, if nothing else. I know I'm probably going to use all of them, even if I don't even do Weird Root. I mean, maybe it doesn't have a lore implication, but it is weird that, like, the language that Gaster is using while you're doing this. Yeah. Like, if you back and forth, like, choosing to save a file and then choosing to delete and then not deleting at the last minute, he, like, he says something about that. I don't remember what he says. Yeah. They have different pronouns and stuff like that. Honorifics, all that goodness. Well, Deltarune, at least the chapters 1 and 2, are already on, like, the Switch and the PS4, at least. So I feel like eventually, even if it'll probably go to, Steam first, It'll probably come to some consoles eventually. Yeah, how do they do rules in localization? That's gotta be a nightmare. Good grief. Is it on itch? I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Or on Epic, or, you know, all the other systems they have for that. This is doing the weird eyebrow wiggle thing. Alright, see you later. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here. Like, what was the video? I know there was some video sometime that talked about, like, all the things that Gaster says during the save, you know, if you're messing around with the save files. But I can't remember where it was. Maybe there's just a post about it. That's possible, too. I need to get better about saving that kind of stuff. Get it? On the wiki? Okay. I really wish they would move the wiki off of fandom, because that's a pain in the butt to navigate. Every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to go look up some reference. Oh boy, now I have to deal with whip fandom. Ugh. And your mountain of terrible ads has been shoved in my face. It's like, what, did you want to look at this wiki article? No. 10 million ads. Yeah. I imagine there's a reason not everybody has moved yet, but I wish they would. I wish. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go back to his eyes later and fill those in. Don't need to do it all now. So many various things. Alright. Got this page done. Oh, did the UTY wiki move? I'll have to look at that again. Sweet site themes. Okay. Wait, there's wiki vandalism on that one? That's silly. But again, who's got time for wiki vandalism? Not me. I got stuff to draw. Once again, I'm losing track of whenever I'm supposed to move over stuff. I'm not supposed to take my break. Calamity mod wiki vandalism. Oh no. That seems like such a thankless job, like having to clean up wiki vandalism. Ugh. Pain in the butt. Oh, sheesh. Okay, you're very clever, dude. Not anymore. Ugh. The battle against the misinformation never ends. How long has that mod been going on? I feel like I remember seeing, like, music for it, like, really long time ago, even though I've never played Terraria. Oh, that's annoying. The Perils. The Perils. Yeah, the music's pretty cool. Even though I've never played Terraria, I at least know, hey, this music's badass. I'll put that on a playlist. When did Terraria come out in relation to Minecraft? Because I know that Minecraft came out first. At least I think that's what the case is, but I don't know how close they are in relationship to each other. 2013? Okay. That's a while ago. That's like 10 years ago. That's like more than 10 years ago. Help! What is happening? Ah! That's way more than 10 years ago. Ah! Why did it feel like it was like a 5-year-old thing? No, it's a 10-year thing. Sheesh. Time just keeps on slipping into the future, as the song goes. 3-year-old. Ah! Ah! I'm getting so old. Ah! Now I die. That's terrifying. I'm like, oh, let's play with Legos, I guess. Toriel's like, none of that for me. I'm already old. Ah. Well, we are going to end off on sad Toriel here. Sadness again. I know. I used to play with Legos all the time when I was a kid. Me and my little brother, we would get 2 giant boxes of Legos and just dump them all out into the living room. Not the living room, but like the kind of room that was designated as like our play space that was separate from the living room. And we would dump all our Legos out there and just spread them around into this giant walking hazard and build whatever we wanted. Good times. Heck, we were so big on those Legos, we had them shipped to Germany so that we could play with them. Lego roleplay. Aww. I actually wonder if we still have those Legos somewhere. I don't know where we would. Maybe they've probably been given away by now. To like kids at church or something. Make sure his eyes aren't crossed. We had Legos and Playmobil. That's pretty cool though. We had like the castle set. And I should have blogged this art recently. I saw somebody do like a art of like the Lego dragon, and I was like, yes. Yes, good. Oh no, the Beyblades! That's a good way to spend your time. Draw the funny characters. Play the video games. Eat some Dunkaroos. Polly Pocket. I worked on a few seasons of that last summer. Wait, was it last summer or was it summer before? I can't remember now. Good grief. I think it was last summer. Yeah, it was last summer. Did a little bit more work on Polly Pocket. Which, the show is cute. It's gotten very weird. But it's still cute. Yeah, Littlest Pet Shop. Yeah, like my nostalgia things are absolutely not all that. My nostalgia things are just Playmobil, Legos, Brio trains. We had those. Those were pretty cool. Those were some nice trains. And what else? We weren't really allowed to have much in the way of video games, so we could rent like an N64 sometimes on the weekends, and that was like a really special treat. And maybe, we'd rent an N64, maybe rent like Mario Kart with it. That was a cool time. But most of the time we did not have those. Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes you get some of your parents' nostalgia, like, we grew up listening to a lot of like 60s folk rock, like Fleetwood Mac, Mamas and the Papas, the Eagles. Gaster is an egg. Gaster is the Eggman Cuckoo Cachoo. Seen a lot of hullabaloo about Chris Knight. Ugh. Game trucks. I don't know those. That is new to me. One PC game I remember being obsessed with when me and my brother were younger was Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And then later we also got 3. Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and 3. Where my PC games I would just dump a ton of hours into because that was one of those just one more turn style games. And before you know it, it's like 5 hours later. It must have come out in like 1999 or something. So I remember like there was cheat codes that we could implement to like give yourself 999 black dragons for your army, and they were all based on the Matrix. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still of the mind that the Dark World is going to stay chiefly around the TV. I think there's plenty enough to do with the TV that we don't really need to go to the other parts of the house. And since I still think the recruitment mechanic is going to be a thing, it'll just be easiest if they're going to recruit everybody from the TV to, you know, just bring the TV with them. Game truck. So I'm pretty sure whenever they're done, Toriel's going to be like, I don't really like that TV anyway, you can take it. Whereas trying to steal the entire house, she's going to notice that. I don't think it's going to be the secret boss. I don't think the secret boss is anything that we have seen, that we know exists. Because that's been the case so far with the secret bosses. Like, oh, of course the secret boss is, you know, a Joker card that's always discarded from the deck. Oh, of course the secret boss is, you know, a spam email. That's something that people always throw away. So, of course, you don't think about it. It's been thrown away. It's been discarded. So, like, whatever's going to be the secret boss is not going to be something that we've already seen. I don't think the secret boss is Mike, even. I don't think it's the flowers. I don't think it's the flowers. Too obvious. I don't think it's that. Cable. They threw out Cable. Cube. The Nielsen box. TV instruction manual. Trashy is the secret boss confirmed. Although I think the fact that people are like, oh, it's got to be something we've thrown out. So we'll just think about things that have been thrown out. That's the whole thing. You don't know what's been thrown out yet. Aside from the flowers, which I think means it's not going to be the flowers. Yeah, fake out could be something, certainly. But I don't think anybody has guessed the secret boss yet, and I don't think anyone will. Plus, if we do go to Asgore's shop in a future Dark World, which I suspect we're going to, I feel like it's being set up for that, then we're going to have plenty of flowers going on there. And that would be a plot twist. Yeah, I don't think that the next Dark World's going to leave the TV. I don't think we're going to be seeing the rest of the Dreamer household. In any meaningful way that it's like, oh, this is, you know, we're supposed to be in Chris's room now. Oh, we're in Toriel's room now. Leave you the TV. Okay, I think I need to take a stretch break real quick, so I'm going to do that before we finish off this page. There's Dark World and Asgore's shop. All of a sudden, attacked by eggs. Where did they come from? Welcome back. But I'm pretty sure the eggs are not going to do anything, because, like, the thing is with the eggs is that they're eggs in the Dark World and the Light World. That's why they're weird. It's like, either way you do it, it's an egg. It just becomes more eggs. Why are more eggs coming? I always like this version of Core. The ultra trickin' boss fight. Timmy is the knight. She's been collecting eggs the whole time. Now her power has grown. Thanks to the eggs you have collected. The watch egg. Tim's egg is the knight. I can get behind that. Gaster is a Timmy egg. It's all connected. Eggs, Gaster, Timmy, all connected. The game will end with egg on your face. Why is egg such a fun word to say? Egg. 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 Like, I'll just be cooking with eggs and I'll just be like, egg. Like, while I'm cooking with the eggs. Why is that? Gaster got cracked before hatching. I guess his brain is a little scrambled. You'll have to take this one over easy. It's exactly just the video of that seal saying, egg. Bleh. Egg. Thank you. Gaster is Eggman. That's already kind of a theory. People are like, who is Eggman? Is it Gaster? Ooh, maybe. Alright, be right back for one more stretch. And maybe have a muffin. Yeah, the one more muffin. Okay, I'm returning again. Oh yeah, sorry about the crickets. They never stop. They will go forever and ever. And it's the kind of thing where it's just kind of like I've tuned it out myself. I'm so used to hearing it that I often just kind of forget they're there. They're very white noisy. And yep, some of them are in her tummy, because that's her breakfast and lunch and dinner. Oh yeah, the dinosaurs that are like, we like to eat eggs. Free white noise machine, pretty much. Fireflies are good goat insects. I like fireflies. I haven't seen that many because they're not super native on the West Coast. But one time when we were out on a road trip, talking of road trips from earlier, went to visit. We were visiting some people in Tennessee, and we were out, kind of in a countryish spot. You know, nice house, kind of by the woods, grasslands, and there were a lot of fireflies out, and they were all blinking and blinking all over the place, and it was really cool sight. Glad I saw that. Oh no, that's not so fun. Thankfully the neighbors aren't too noisy around here. Sometimes they are, but it's not enough to cause a problem. It's normal noise levels. Albie's never seems to notice it though. She's never like drawn by cricket noise. She's always like, nope, it's fine. I live in an apartment as well, and there's a city all around me. So, but I'm also a heavy sleeper. Not much wakes me up. Yep, exactly. She's like, I'll eat them eventually, so I don't care. And the crickets, they don't know any better. It was so cute. Usually she's really slow about that, but she was a little hunter yesterday. She's like, I'm gonna get them. Yes, this is, I believe, the DM Dokuro save medley. The DM Dokuro is very, very good. They're yelling for help. Help me. The thing is, like, when it comes to crickets, only the males chirp. Only if they're old enough, and they only chirp because they want the ladies to notice them. So it's just the males screaming at the females, notice me, honey! Yep, it is that. That is often what insects are screaming about. All day and all night. At least it sounds pleasant to us humans. Yelling for the female crickets to save them. Oh dear. That's not very fun. It's a flashback. Torio, remember your child that you loved and also sacrificed? Maybe you shouldn't have done that. She's like, I know I shouldn't have done that. Why must you keep reminding me? And not necessarily baby, but younger Chris. I think they were adopted older than they probably were in canon. Toriel, I remember your sacrifices in red text. In my defense, I was under heavy peer pressure. Yeah, younger. Not literal baby. It's metaphorical baby. Your Honor, League of Legends. They do. I have some custom emotes I wanted to add with pride flags, but I need to have more subscriber points in order to add more custom emotes, so that's probably a ways away. Am I gonna cry? I don't know, maybe. Maybe this part. This is get it heartbreak because it's Toriel's theme song. That is her theme song. It's heartbreak. Yeah, when I first made all the emotes, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make all these, you know, Twitch emotes, yay! And then it's like, you could only upload 5, and the rest you have to have more sub points for. And I'm like, wait, really? Of course. Okay. So the newest one I added was Goodnight Alfies, but if I want to add more, I need more sub points. Because Amazon says so. I should eat a piece of cheese, but I don't have any cheese. I don't have any. I do need to figure out what to do with my channel points, though. How many much do I have that aren't added? I don't know. I'd have to go and check. I made a bunch of them. Parmesan. Oh yeah, I gotta get on that grind set. Oh boy. That's definitely a thing I have time for. If I wanted like a bunch of subs, I would start, I don't know, playing Fortnite or trying to analyze people's body language or true crime or something. I don't know. Speaking of Parmesan, did I tell you about the time that my parents got a wheel of real authentic Parmesan from the, you know, where it comes from Parma, Italy, as like a gift, and it was like 80 pounds. It was an 80-pound wheel of Parmesan, and it like took 2 people to carry. I'm not gonna hold stuff hostage behind a sub account. That's obnoxious. Ugh. Obnoxious. It was a lot of Parmesan. It was pretty neat, though. My parents were just giving it away for like a month. Because they're like, here, everybody, have free Parmesan. We have 80 pounds of it now. Poor Toriel. Memories like the corners of my mind. No, do not do that. Then nothing would happen in my Discord. That'd be so boring. Okay. That was the last page, actually, so now we can start going back through and doing fills. Because, why not? But yeah, little conversation between Sans and Toriel. Includes some jokes and includes some heartache on Toriel's part. So, let's go through. No, Sans is not in charge of the cult in this AU. He does not know that the cult exists. He has his suspicions, and he's trying to figure some stuff out, but he does not. He's not a member. He does not really know about it. He's kind of like, what are you all up to? And Toriel's like, nothing. Nothing. Don't worry about it. You'd think it was boring. I can't imagine he'd be very big on the child sacrifice, no. I can't imagine he'd be like, sure, sounds good. Alright, good luck eating dinner, and thanks for coming to the stream. Oh, just so you know, I'm not doing one next weekend because I'm going to have a friend over, but it should be the weekend after that. Thanks a bunch for coming. Appreciate you being here and chatting. Yeah, I'm sure I'll mention that, you know, on the server and stuff later. But just so folks know, nothing next week because I'll be busy hanging out with a friend. And it will be fun. Long weekend and all that. Do I make progress on the comics outside of streaming? Yes, I try to. This is probably my easiest time to do it, because I've also got other stuff to take care of. For example, I really need to work on Anthrofractal. I'm a little behind where I should be on that, mostly because I couldn't tell what the winner was going to be early on. It was pretty close between 2 options, so I'm like, okay, I'll wait for the actual voting to finish and then I'll start. And I was pretty busy yesterday with some real-life stuff, too. So I gotta take care of that. That's my main priority. But, yeah. I definitely do work on this, off the stream when I'm able. But, you know, I gotta do that as well, and I gotta do my job first and foremost. My main thing, or Patreon sketches come first. Basically, anything that pays money is what's coming first. This is, Smooth McGroove. This is the good old acapella version. Deltarune fan comics isn't a paying job? Shockingly, no. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be neat? But it's not, so stuff that pays me my bills is what I gotta do first. And then I do this when I have time. Plus, occasionally I'm also doing other stuff like, you know, the little asks still keep popping up, and it's a lot to juggle. It's a lot to do. It is choice-based. It is choice-based, but it's basically me working myself into a corner, because it's basically me doing an animation every week. Probably why the animation is not top-notch, it's not the best. People can do a lot better sprite animations out there, but as long as it looks okay enough. Yeah, Eldritchrune Chris needs a blanket and a hug and many other things. I've considered doing just like kind of a, like, you know, calmer, more comforting scene between, you know, Chris and the Beast at some point. But I don't know exactly. Yeah, it's a lot. I try and reuse animation when I'm able to, but sometimes I am not able to. Like last week was a lot of new stuff. Well, it updates every Tuesday at 6 p.m. And there's a whole website you can go to read all the back parts for it. It's pretty fast to read through it, so you can just check in and see what's going on with that. Well, actually, again, next week I'm going to miss it because because my friend is over, I'm not going to have time to work on it, so I'm going to have to put up a little hiatus for that real quick. Yes, I'm pretty sure you've sent them snacks in the past. They will happily take any chocolate. But Anthrofractal is kind of my pseudo ARG. What, they need more. It's definitely been kind of interesting trying to write all this out of order. And it's like, okay, I'll just kind of do stuff as I want to do it. Whoa, it keeps going and going and going. Nothing can stop the Energizer Bunny commercials. Exactly. The animation is painful to make. Especially on a weekly basis. Actually, less than a week, because we need voting time, too. Arg! The Castle of Arg! He wouldn't have carved Arg while he was dying. He would have just died. That's what it says here. The Castle of Arg! Yep, I've definitely got a bunch of written stuff around for Anthrofractal, trying to make sure that I'm keeping up with it. I have the next part written and some of the animation blocked out, but I need to do a little more, then I can color it. Yep. When suddenly the animator died of a fatal heart attack, the cartoon peril was no more. I used to watch that all the time when I was younger because my dad really liked it. Like, he just howled with laughter at the opening credits, where it's like, the people responsible for sacking the people who have been sacked have been sacked. And a moose once bit my sister. Okay, did you know Excel Saga was actually one of the first anime I watched all the way through? I feel like that's not a very good one to start on. But literally, when I was getting into anime, I just kind of hopped into Excel Saga and stayed with it. And I still have all of Excel Saga on DVD. I did not understand like half of it, but I thought it was kind of funny. Yes, thank you, Wonder Over Yonder. Wonder Over Yonder need more respect too. That was a good show. Disney. Yeah, the humor was very Japanese based, and me being relatively new to anime was like, I think this is funny, but also what's going on? So don't be like me. Don't have Excel Saga as your first anime. I have been watching Dungeon Meshi lately, and I've been enjoying that. That's been a really good time. The folks were correct. That dungeon's pretty good. I'm still way behind where everything is now, but I'm enjoying it so far. I like all the characters. I'm sure terrible things are going to happen to them, but it'll be interesting. Oh no. Yeah, if you want to first the manga or anime, it's hard to go wrong with a Full Metal Alchemist. That's a good place to start, I'd say. Yeah, Dungeon Meshi's been really good. And unfortunately, I don't really have time to dive into the manga, so I've just been watching the dub. And the dub's been good. Maybe the sub's better. I don't know, but I'm enjoying the dub fine. Yeah, FMA seems like a good starter series. Very legal places, exactly. I never watched the first FMA. I did watch Brotherhood, and that was really good. I would recommend it. Alright, we're already through this one. Also, I think the last anime I watched before Dungeon Meshi was Odd Taxi. And I actually really like that. I would recommend Odd Taxi. It was a good show. I did not see that twist coming at the end. No, Ranma 1/2 is a pretty good staple series to start with. A lot of people started with Ranma 1/2, I think. Actually, I'm betting most people just started with Sailor Moon because that was what was on TV back in the day. And the dub's probably not going to be the best, but that's still going to be your introduction to it. No. Bleh. Also, I think one of my first exposures to anime and manga was like I was in high school, and a fellow art student friend who I hung out with quite a bit was like, I'm gonna show you some cool manga, and she showed me like X 1999 by Clamp, and like that whole thing starts with like, and then this person was crucified in the city, dun dun, blood's everywhere, it's the apocalypse, and like very sheltered me who had mostly grown up with like Disney Afternoon and like Nickelodeon kind of was like, whoa, wow, like that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm pretty sure I hadn't even seen Akira or anything yet, so that was a little mind-blowing. Probably not a good start, no. There's better Clamp series, I'm sure, to start with. Yeah, probably Cardcaptor Sakura's best one. I did get into X 1990 though I think I got like the soundtracks for it and stuff like that. It was a little crazy. I don't think I ever finished it. Same with like Triple X Holic and Tsubasa Chronicle, whatever those were running simultaneously. Can't remember what other Clamp titles were. I never got into Chobits. I got really big. One anime I was really big into in the day was Lane, Serial Experiments Lane. I have some merch of that. Like I have a Lane doll, and I have a wall scroll. I cosplayed as Lane at a convention once. That was a really good series. Kind of definitely an interesting, prevalent one, considering what's going on with the internet nowadays. Maybe a little ahead of its time, maybe a little out of its time. I don't know. But I got big into Lane. I liked how weird and surreal it was. It was a weird series. Yeah, I think I remember Clamp School Detectives. And the big anime I got really into in college with all my college friends together was Silent Mobius. We tried to write like a giant fan fiction for Silent Mobius where we like expanded on the series and then there's also these teams that are fighting the monsters in like Rio de Janeiro and New York and London and Cape Town, and we just like threw in a ton of OCs and it was really fun. It was OC madness, just bouncing them all off of each other for like this anime most people probably haven't heard of, but it was neat. Get yourself a gang of college friends that you can make a bajillion anime OCs off of and just, like, roleplay with each other. That's what life's all about. That's how you form friendships that last a lifetime. And I feel like I'm really bad at coming up with OCs. Like, some people can just do it super easy. Like, here's my OC for blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Glad you got some amazing university friends. Like, way back when I was into X-Files, and my first high school friend, we were into X-Files together. Like, she came up with an OC that was, like, you know, totally a Mary Sue. What we would call a Mary Sue, but we didn't know at the time. But it was like, oh, she's cool and she has psychic powers and Scully adopts her and stuff like that. You know, stuff that's actually fun to write. And my OCs were like super duper boring. I'm like, okay, here's a guy and he's in, you know, the Smoking Man's organization. He's kind of a traitor, I guess. I had like no ideas for him. My OCs were so boring. The Mary Sues were better. Because at least they were interesting. At least they got to do cool things. Yep. The power of fandom. Movie RPs. Everybody's gotta get an OC. Yours is fast and mine's from me. The nice thing was, like, some of the OCs that, you know, we come up with random stuff, you could just kind of repurpose them into your own stuff if they're solid enough. Like some of the OCs we did for that giant fanfic back in college, I think I could easily take and, like, okay, you have been repurposed into a character for, you know, some original series. Like, it wouldn't be hard. Yeah, sometimes you can get some good RPs and you can write some fanfics on them if you want. You can do whatever you want forever with your own characters. You can turn Sans into a human man with a beard. Who still never opens his mouth because it's funny. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you think he's a good human Sans. The Sans, human Sans. I appreciate it. Okay, if we're doing humanizations, I at least want them to look and feel and sound like the originals. Sans is definitely not like a twink. He is a big, chubby, kind of middle-aged looking guy. That's just how he be. Oh, thank you. Okay. I am glad that you think so. I've once again lost track of when I need to do a stretch, but it's probably soon. When will we see Alphys in the series? I'm not sure. I can think of a brief part where she might show up in the finale because I think well, a lot of people are gonna die, but not everybody. I think Undyne gets injured, and that's probably when Alphys is like, "Oh crap!" and tries to run in and help her. But I'm not sure about before then. I can't be over eating crickets in the background. You know, they might. Did they eat bugs in medieval times? Probably a little bit. Probably mostly ate like sheep and goats, though, honestly. Before you have a lot of, and pigs. Something easy to raise. So I have a brief moment she can show up, but I don't know what else aside from that. But maybe something will come to me. And I'll be like, hey, I can do a scene with Alphys here. Because I did like her design. I thought she was cute with her little coat. Her weird little hair. Do need some positive Alphys content. True. Need more Alphys content in general. Because she's so cool. Alphys also needs that. Also true. Also true. Well, right now I'd say Toriel probably needs the positive content more. Because she's going through it. I really need some more positive Alphys content in my life. Undyne is also underrated. No. Did you actually tag someone? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think they could have told the difference if they're not actually in chat. I don't think it works like it does on, Twitter or Tumblr. We need some Alphys doing positive things. True. I'm glad I got to have her do a little bit more in Dogs of Future Past. At least she had tough times, but she got to do some cool stuff too. Cause she's cool, and I like her, and I named my lizard after her. Even though my lizard definitely lives up to the name. I probably need to do a couple more Eldritchrune scenes in the light world anyway, just to establish some stuff. Just a matter of, okay, what should they be and with what characters? What will they be doing? Mistakes were made, for sure. Oh yeah, that is true. I have seen that. Who else is in the cult? So the people that are in the cult that I've established so far, it's Toriel and Asgore. It is Mayor Holiday, who is the leader of it, and of course Rudy, and QC, and Father Alvin, and Undyne are the members. So Sans and Papyrus and Alphys are not in the cult. No, Rudy's not super jazzed about it either, but that, his wife is the mayor. But basically after December got sacrificed, he developed some chronic health problems. Undyne is in the cult, yes. I waffled back and forth on, but should Undyne be in the child sacrificing cult? And I was like, in Undertale, she was perfectly willing to do a child murder for the greater good. So, yeah, sure, she could probably She could probably stomach that here. She does have a strong sense of justice, but she also does have a strong sense of, like, loyalty to people that she cares about. And that's the kind of thing that can get you into that, cult mindset. Like, just, hey, I'm doing this to, help these group of people that I deeply care about. It's like, sure, I'll do the hard work for that. What I always find interesting about Undertale is, like, Undyne is, be like, yes, I'm totally willing to, murder some children. And she's never really presented as villainous for it. She's still, like, seen as heroic. Like, she's an antagonist, for sure. Like, she is super dangerous to you, playing as Frisk. But the game does not, like, tone-wise does not present her as villainous for this. I just find that interesting. I think maybe she was intended to be a bit more villainous in the past, and then it was altered, and for that I'm actually glad. Yeah. Yeah, Alvin's in the cult. So there's no telling how Sans, Papyrus, and Alphys would react, but probably not well. Yeah. She is more an obstacle than, like, actually trying to hurt you. And you can win her over. It's a little hard, but eventually, and as she said, she's like, well, I think all of us had tried to kill Frisk at some point. Ha and, like, she's not wrong. They're like, oh, you. Yeah, but if you want to write it, you can. That's true. Yeah, I guess Sans and Pacifist. Though he threatens he could, like, do something, but he doesn't actually do anything. We're all here to try and kill humans. They're all friends in the end. Well, Toriel does fight, Frisk, which, not necessary. It is possible to kill Frisk in that battle, even though she's really not trying to. And Papyrus also battling, doing a fight. Even if, he will not actually kill you, he'll just, stick you in his shed. Yeah, that one's really funny. You be dead where you stand. Do they have chicken nugget here? Kid, you know how to read? No. That's just funny. Yeah, Papyrus doesn't really know, but he doesn't even really know what's going on with, like, what happens to humans that reach the capital. He's like, I don't really know what goes on after that. Toriel does not want it to happen. Sans threatens that he can do it, but he does not do it. This many. Yeah, Frisk was very cute there. They never say how old Frisk is, but I always guess, like, around 10. 10 seems like an appropriate age for a child gets up mountain by themselves and can also hit things with sticks and stuff, and might know what flirting is, but not be much good at it. When was I supposed to stop again? Okay. Yeah, basically, for them asking, like, here's Mayor Holiday, Brody's probably out of sight, Alvin, Toriel, Asgore, QC, Undyne. Frisk is a certified Casanova. Child prodigy at flirting with slimes who do not want to be touched. What a meaningful conversation. Alright, I'm going to finish off this page and then take a little stretch break, and then we will do one more session. Uh-oh. Is that a tangent? No, I don't quite like it. I'm going to alter that. Can't have tangents when I was screaming at them in Undertale Yellow. That got me so upset. It was so stupid. Frisk is a little nugget. Very cute. So there's a couple of times in Undertale Yellow where, like, during cutscenes, the sprites will be tangent with something in the environment or tangent with each other. And I would just notice it and it would drive me nuts every time. I'm like, no! No! No, not conversation tangents, like sprite tangents. And I just screwed this up, so I gotta open that again. Get over here. Finish that up. Chris is probably a bit of a trickster, yes. I certainly like to play pranks on Noelle anyway. And a mooch move 1 pixel to the right! Flower, your head is touching the horizon! Stop that immediately! Ah! A very stupid thing to get worried about, and yet, here's me. Yeah, tangents in art are basically like if two lines that should be overlapping are kind of like touching each other right at the right point. It's just a little bit of a pet peeve. It's something I actually have to watch for in my job sometimes. So like, these two things are tangent, and I'm like, ah! Yeah, it can be hard to avoid it in pixel art. But just move it 1 pixel over, and you won't be tangent. Yeah, you stop being able to tell like what's in front of what is the silhouette going on. Just basically in art, avoid tangents whenever you can. I mean, sometimes they're unavoidable, but most of the time you can avoid them, and you should. Alright, now it's stretch time. I need more water, too. Exactly. Just either make them overlap or make them not touch. They should not be doing little boop boop, little lines together. Beauty. I'm sure there's a couple of times I've definitely missed tangents in these things, especially since I usually will, draw through the whole background and then draw the character on top of it. Although with this particular comic, I actually did speech bubbles first, which I normally don't do. And I think I might have to do that in the future, because I feel like the speech bubbles are less crowded in this one now. They're kind of more in the proper place. I was just like, oh man, there's a lot of talking in these. It's all dialogue, so I need to put the speech bubbles in first to make sure that they're in the right place. So that's on a separate layer that I've hidden from view. You can't see them until later. The crickets will fill in the speech bubbles for you because they can't stop chatting. Yeah, we'll tear through these. Alright, be right back for one more stretch. Tunes, get your little notices out of here. It's me, the crickets, speaking to you from inside your house. Well, can you keep it down, little shush? Pixel art is fun. And there are a lot more tools out there nowadays for it, too. Like for the pixel art I've been doing for Anthrofractal, I've been using A-Sprite. And that's been a pretty good program. It's only like $15. And it's worked out quite well. Good stuff. I'm glad there's so many tools available now. For people to try out new things. I guess you could do it in MS Paint too. Kid pics. I mean, I kind of used like whatever the Mac equivalent of MS Paint was back in the day trying to color stuff. I didn't have Photoshop, so I'm like, I guess I'll do it this way and do it pixel by pixel. To understand art, you must do art. Do it. That is an obstacle I can understand. It's just one of those obstacles that's like, all you can do to overcome it is to face it. I know, especially as you get older, that's very intimidating, i.e. me with stuff like programming or music or any of that kind of stuff. I'm like, but I'll be bad at it. I can't bear that. That's one of the main advantages to learning a skill as a kid is like neither you nor anybody else will care that you're bad at it. So you can allow yourself to be bad at it for as long as you need. But now, when you're an adult, it's like, you're bad at something? Shame. Shame upon you and your household, and I'm totally susceptible to it too. It's a problem. Ooh, keyboard. I know it's unhealthy, but it's pretty prevalent. It's a very hard thing to get to do. Especially like when you're an adult, you have less time to do with stuff. Like when you're a kid, you got oodles of time. So if you're like, I'm going to spend some hours just messing around with a keyboard. One, nobody's going to yell at you for it. And two, you don't care if you make mistakes. And by doing that, you become good at it. That's why if I were to ever do an art class, although teaching itself is also a skill that's very hard to learn, I would do an assignment where the thing I did was, this was a few years ago, actually quite a lot of years ago at this point. One of the things I did was just, as soon as I woke up in the morning, like even before getting out of bed, I would just draw, like the first few minutes after I woke up. Sometimes I would draw, something I saw in a dream. Sometimes I would just, draw whatever weird thing came to mind. Sometimes I would, just start moving the pen across the paper and just see what happens. And I did that every morning for a couple years, because I did it 1,000 times. And that was such a good exercise because, when you're doing the art that early, your sensor brain isn't really turned on yet. Like, you're still kind of in this other weird mental state. And you can do some really interesting art and just work with ideas that you haven't done otherwise, or you might not do otherwise because you're going to second guess yourself. You're not awake enough to second guess yourself, basically. And I got some drawings from that honestly I still could develop further and do stuff with that I really liked. So honestly, I would recommend that if you're an artist of any skill level, as a means of basically turning off your sensor brain and letting ideas flow. It's really good. I stopped because eventually I felt like I was getting kind of repetitive, but I actually have a whole separate Tumblr with all of those drawings that I don't know if I have all of them, but I have a lot of them on the Tumblr. And, oh yes, you should try it. It is kind of hard, because what you do have to do is, like, you have to force yourself to, you know, if you're still sleepy, to get up and do it. So that is the hard part, especially if you struggle getting up in the morning. But if you're able to get past that part, I do recommend it. It's really, really good for your artist's brain. Freeing yourself from critique, because logic brain is not awake yet. But you have to do it right when you wake up, because there's a very short window before the rest of your brain kicks in. I probably could stand to do it again, you know, draw some dreams out and stuff. I actually have no clue. I hope that Tumblr is still running. I have no clue if they killed it because it hasn't been active for a while or something. But I literally would just post stuff there like every day. And it was just a separate Tumblr for it. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. All skill has its own set of muscles, and that includes drawing and writing. So even just like doodling down, you know, just random thoughts, doesn't have to be anything in particular. Even that's helpful. Cool. Ooh, a thing for a video. That's always fun. Video essay. Ooh, video essay. Oh, that's cool. I hope you get published. That's definitely how you do it. It's like, you know, it's a little skill practice. That's another reason why I should be doing some more life drawings at some point. I've been forever since I've done those. I never let myself do it, so I gotta do it at some point. What is your video essay gonna be on? Ooh, 7-hour video essay. Ooh. Oh, thank you. She got a little like, huh? What? Who? What? Me? Demon summoning? What? I don't know. I wouldn't know anything about that. I haven't checked out multiple books in the library from it. For it. What is this demon summoning you mentioned? I've never heard of that. That's impossible. You find the title. Okay. Sometimes I wish I could do video essays, but oh, that's so intimidating. Plus, I don't really have much in the way of good editing software. And I don't know what I would do for an essay aside from, like, I don't know, Suzelle is good actually, and here's why, and I don't think a good thing to do would be to jump right into video stuff with, like, shipping discourse. That seems like it's gonna go badly for me. Oh, interesting. Fascinating. About OCD? Huh. Looks a little suspicious, but he's just telling a joke. He's just a funny guy. Boy, tangents are bad in art. I don't think people need a video essay on that. I'll show some examples and I'm like, look at this. Doesn't this make your skin crawl? Look at this nonsense. Well, that's definitely a cool thing to make a video about. Very relevant. Also good stuff. Good stuff. Needs to be heard. I would just be fascinated to learn about it. I like learning about things while I'm doing other things. I need to really get some new ebooks from the library, or new audiobooks from the library to check out. Because all the stuff I had was on hold. I was actually going to check out some Discworld books, and they did not have any available at my library, or at Libby, or whatever, so I was like, oh, okay. Huh. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the kind of thing that's like, it extends outside the internet culture too, and it's kind of part of a larger cultural issue that is just manifesting a certain way on the internet. He made her laugh again. It definitely feels different from how it was when I was on the internet when I was younger. But I wouldn't necessarily say that what I had on the internet when I was younger was better. Oh, that sucks. That's hard. Yeah, I wouldn't know what being online would do specifically for OCD kind of stuff. I can imagine that might be a little tough, depending on how that manifests. I've heard of that. I don't know much about it. I mean, I didn't really think Drake was that great of a guy ahead, like, from what I'd heard before, so the fact that Kendrick is winning is, I guess, good. That's about the extent of it. I don't know the Drake Toronto House incident. All I know is that Drake was getting his ass kicked with a diss track, and that is probably the extent of it. And oh, I forgot a line on her shoulder there. Oh, hopefully this will help. I need to do something else with her eyes here too. They look a little weird. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not well versed in what's happening in the rap scene. Eyes look a little odd. I think I might need to change that. Oh, yikes. That's gonna be a big yikes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change her eyes a little bit now before I forget. It's not quite like that. Okay, looks a little bit better. Back to it. Yeah. Like, I can't really comment on that because I'm super out of the loop. I do not know what is going on with the rap scene. Wrong layer. I would need other people to explain it to me. Like that whole Twitter joke of, like, people who listen to video game music need a white boy to explain this feud to them. And I'm like, you know what? You got me. That's true. That is what I need. Oof. Oof and oof. Yeah, like, if I want somebody to explain it to me, I want somebody who is involved in the rap scene to explain it to me. Like, I guess that's probably something that, I'm trying to think of, like, who I watched. That's probably something FD Signifier would know about. I think he knows a little bit on the rap scene. I'm trying to think of who else would know about that. Back in the old Channel Awesome days, there was the Rap Critic, but I don't know what he's doing nowadays. Yeah, I was never into Eminem as a youngin'. I was listening to Enya, like the polar opposite of rap. Okay. Cool. So yeah, basically, if I want somebody to explain this to me, I'd like somebody who's involved in the scene to explain it to me. And I'll be like, fascinating. But mostly I know people already didn't like Drake because, you know, that whole Drake meme of, I don't like that, or, ooh, yes, like that. People wanted to replace Drake with, like, other versions of that meme. So I'm like, okay, there's already something going on there that I don't know about and people don't like. but I would not know myself. Ah, Nightwish. Yes. That was mostly college for me. But I do like me some Nightwish. Also, I don't listen to much metal at all. But I had a friend who was super into metal, and she got me into Sonata Arctica. And that's the extent of like my metal knowledge. I really like Sonata Arctica. Good metal band that I liked. But other than that, I'm not well versed in it. My music tastes are nerdy and bad. Do not trust me for good musics. Or at least popular musics. The name sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen that stuff myself. Oh yes, I know that one. I used to listen to that one all the time. There's a few other Nightwish songs I know I've listened to. Yeah, that was symphonic metal. It is a good one, for sure. I'm actually not certain what Sonata Arctica is up to these days, but I did like a lot of their albums. That's cool. Cool. You know what I was listening to in high school? Christian rock. That's what I had. The Les Mis cast recording. The Forrest Gump soundtrack. That's what I had. Again, my parents, we would listen to what my parents had, which was, 70s, 60s and 70s folk rock. Fleetwood Mac. I didn't grow up with cool music. I don't know what cool music is. You know which artist I can't stop listening to these days? Violet Pony, a My Little Pony musician. I'm like, this stuff slaps. But, doesn't mean that I'm hip to what's good music. Did I listen to Creed? I don't know. I don't think so. Probably not. I will say, like most Christian rock's not great, but Jars of Clay was good. I will stand by this. Jars of Clay is one of the few good Christian rock bands, and I think part of it is because the stuff they would do was not just oh Jesus, you're the best, the kind of stuff you would usually expect. They had stuff that was a lot more subtle and abstract and occasionally kind of weird and melancholy. So I like Jars of Clay. I actually made a really subtle reference to them in Paper Trail because, you check under Azrael's bed and he's got jazz and religious ska, which is such a great thing. Just this is the high schooler. This is the music taste of a high schooler who lives in a kind of religious household. Religious ska, it made me laugh. So because of that, even though Jars of Clay was not ska, I made a slight reference to that in Paper Trail as a means of pointing out, hey, the CDs under Azrael's bed include religious ska. Which, extremely funny. I'm sure there's real religious ska bands, but I don't know what they are off the top of my head. That I probably could have drawn from. Oh, nostalgia. You know what I listened to in high school? The Broadway recording of The Lion King. Listen to that a bunch. Christmas we listened to Amy Grant. Oh, I saw the Broadway version of The Lion King. It was so cool. It was very, very fun. I really liked it. The way they did the Stampede was really creative. That was a neat one. I like the extra songs that they had in the Broadway recording. It was good. Goodness gracious, we're almost done. I think once I finish this page, I'm going to have to stop, because otherwise we're just kind of getting into, like, background stuff. So, we're almost done! Holy crap! And then I probably got to stop and make dinner and stuff. We have blazed right through this, which is cool. Yeah, excellent progress today. I wish I could show some more of the next one with Azrael and Papyrus, but I haven't roughed those out yet. Dream Theater. Yeah, priest in black and white checkerboard vestments and the trumpet. Very funny. Thank you. I'm not sure when these will be done. Sometime in the future. Again, it's probably going to be a little bit of a wait because, one, I am going to be busy with my friend next weekend, and two, in terms of my work, I am getting into the roughs stage, and that is the most work-intensive part of my schedule. So I am not going to have as much free time to work on this as I did with things like thumbs or cleans. Which kind of sucks, but that's okay. I will get to it eventually. Work on this is probably going to slow down in the next couple of weeks, because I got to deal with my other priorities. Pink Floyd, yeah. That's a good one. We studied a little bit of The Wall in one of my art classes, actually. I don't remember what the class even was. I feel like it was a storyboarding class, but I don't know if The Wall is necessarily a good example of storyboarding, because it is a very experimental, album kind of thing going on, but produced interesting imagery. At the very least. Yeah, it was a concept album, which makes for some very cool imagery, but I don't know if it's necessarily the best thing to learn storyboarding from, because it's not really following a narrative in the same sense you usually see. Like, there is narrative there, for sure. It's not it's all abstract and narrative, but it's not conventionally told. Definitely not the kind of thing I do for my job. Well, the kind of thing I do for my job is way more restrictive. What bothers me, with a lot of cartoons nowadays, this is not strictly about just the cartoon I'm working on, but like a lot of kids' cartoons, I've had this come up in multiple things I've worked on, where something we hear from the top is, please don't show the characters, angry or really sad or upset. They can't get too, they can get, surprised or frustrated. But they can't be too scared, they can't be angry, they can't be sad. They can't have these strong negative emotions. And that bothers me. I don't like that's a trend now. Yeah, it is. It is a thing. Especially for stuff for really young kids. They don't want you doing that. And I don't like that. It's not even like a Puritanism thing. It's about selling stuff. Like, you want to sell stuff to, the parents or whatever, and you don't want them to get upset about it. They're like, oh, why did this scary thing happen? Why was the character crying? Now my child's crying, and I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. And it's just, it bothers me because, usually the excuse used for that kind of stuff, it's not even pandering. It's like, the excuse used for that kind of stuff is, well, the kids are too young to know about that kind of thing, so we can't depict it. And I'm like, but they're gonna learn eventually. The whole point is that, a cartoon or, a movie or whatever for kids is a safe place for them to learn, hey, these emotions and feelings exist, and this is how they can make you feel. But it's okay. you can get past these things. Like, kids are going to have to learn that negative emotions exist and how to deal with them. And doing so in a safe place, like, you know, a book or a cartoon or whatever, is a good way to introduce them to, you know, the wide range of how humans feel. That we don't feel good all the time, and that sometimes something will make you scary or upset. Something will make you scared or upset or angry. And, you know, then you move on after you're scared or upset or angry. And a lot of people at the top are really resistant to allowing kids to do that. And again, this is across multiple shows that I've interacted with. And it bothers me. I can't even say anything about it because, like, I ain't in a position of power. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, too. People that are bothered by it. Like, most artists are, like, you know, annoyed, frustrated by that kind of, you know, expectation. Because it's limiting that you can't show, you know, a character being upset by something that's supposed to be upsetting. They can be frustrated or shocked at best. But no negative emotions allowed. It's, I don't like it. I don't like it. I wish that was not the trend now, because I don't think it's a healthy one. Alright, we'll do one more thing back there for flashback. The thing is, I don't even know if parents are, like, people will be like, oh, you know, the parents, you know, they're going to be upset with us. I don't even know if it's parents necessarily demanding that. I mean, maybe. I'm not a parent, I don't know. But I feel like it's about selling something rather than actually trying to keep kids safe. Because that's usually what it comes down to, is people will put aside kids' safety or well-being if there's money involved. So let's be real here. Yeah, even if it's not even in the majority. Just, ugh. Like, I'm sure some parents will throw a fit about it, because, you know, some parents throw a fit about everything. But is that, are you going to alter all of these cartoons for that one group? Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the best thing to do, as it is. But that's just me kvetching. I love my job, and I love the people in it, and I'm happy to do it. But as with all jobs, you know, there's parts of it that are less fun. And that's one of the parts that I'm like, bothers me. Oh my goodness! A raid! Holy, hello! Oh no, just as I was about to stop! Oh, I just finished up the rest of this stuff. Oh! Hi, raiders! Thank you so much. Oh, ow, I just cracked my knuckles. Ow! Right into the mic. Hello, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to the stream. Raid Purgatory. I know, I need to look up how to do raids. Oh, thanks so much. I need to look up how to do it. I also need to, like, start following more people so I can be like, oh, let's raid this person. Also, thank you for following. Hot potato donut stream about to end. I haven't set up how to do raids yet. I need to look it up. I know there's a way to do it. Keep the momentum going, do raid, and type in the name of the channel. Let's see, and thank you so much for following. It's Mother's Day, and Toriel is sad. In this very chat. Okay, I do it in the chat. You know, let me see if there's anybody streaming. Just on my... that I do follow. That I do follow. Oh, shoot. I just realized. I had that closed. Let's see, I have a few people in recommended. I don't know. Like, I know Wolfle D's streaming right now. Oh my goodness. Do it in my chat? Okay. Or, first Lynx raid, first ever. I've never done it before. Raid someone playing Undertale Eldritchrune. Is anybody doing that? Let's take a look. Well, Wolfle D is playing Undertale Yellow. So, if you want, we can hop over there. Yeah, I'm just finishing up arts right now. I need to go make dinner. And I want to do more of this later, but again, next weekend I'm not going to be streaming because I'm going to have a friend over and we're going to be hanging out and doing some stuff over the long weekend. Pillage the streams and make you proud. Yes, and thank you guys so much for all the follows. I super appreciate it. So, I appreciate the follows. Again, I'm not going to do it next week because of a friend, but I will be back to this the weekend after. Yes, thank you so much for coming for the raid. Okay, let me see how... I've never done a raid before. This will be exciting. No, I appreciate it. And thank you for the follows and the raid. Let's see. Raid... Oh, it helps if I type raid correctly, doesn't it? I cannot type when my keyblade's like that. Wolfle D. Let's see. Okay, Wolfle D has 2 F's in it. Let's see. Wolfle D. Cool. So, is that how I do it? I just type slash raid Wolfle D? You'll have to inform me on this, because again, I haven't done raids before. That's how you do it? Cool, cool, cool. Okay, hopefully I have spelled... Actually, make sure I've spelled that correctly. WOOFL. Alright, they are streaming Undertale Yellow. You'll see a pop-up. Okay. Yep, I was just about to end the stream, because I'm about done with the stream. Blech. Countdown to 10 that gives you the option to raid immediately. Cool. Alright, well, I guess we'll give this a cool test, and you guys can hop over to the next one. Raids automatically after a minute. Yeah, I've seen people do it. I've never done it myself, so I wasn't quite sure of the mechanics of it. But yeah, thanks a bunch for coming. Thanks a bunch for following. Again, nothing next weekend because I'll be busy, but the weekend after that, I should be back to more art and also more In Stars in Time. That's what I've been playing a lot recently. Appreciate y'all being here, and I hope the rest of your weekend goes great. Okay, open the stream so you're already there. End your stream after the raid goes out. Okay, I'm going to open their stream. Looks like they're fighting Soroba right now. I don't know if this is... Okay, this is Pacifist. Sweet. So let's go raid Wolfle D and check out the Soroba fight. And yeah, thanks a bunch for coming to the stream. Guys, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for following. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Thanks so much. See you later. Yep, Mother's Day trauma. That's perfect for the day. Gotta go call my mom, actually. Alright, and here we go. Oh wait, invalid username. Hold on a second. Let me try that again. Did I not spell that correctly? Let's try that again. Raid. At. Double check your spelling. It still says no at. Hold on a second. I'm copy and pasting the name. I'm copy pasting the username. Is that not gonna work? Let's try that again. Here we go. Again. Still says invalid username. Don't need the @ sign? Okay, let's try without the @ sign. Okay. Third try is a charm. Here we go again. Again, thanks for stopping by, and let's go!